that you'd be excited to see that movie in the theater.
This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
Geek Petsers in the house!
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Madame Web Camcast.
I did it again, didn't I? You were going to start?
No.
Oh!
No, I let you. No,
I thought
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
For sure.
Is it Madame or Madam?
I always say Madame Web.
Madam.
But there's also like Madame
what's
for French, right?
Madame is French, right? That's the French.
But I think it's it depends on the context too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the head prostitute of a whorehouse,
right,
is called a madam.
A madam. Not once in the movie does she refer to her as a madam.
No. They don't ever.
You almost think she should have been working at a whorehouse instead of being a paramedic.
I did get a kick out of how often they made sure to say her last name was Webb.
Yes.
Like they would reference her mother, Webb, and they would reference her, Webb. And I also loved how she said Ben Parker.
Yeah.
Or Ben, like every single time.
Yeah.
Ben. I get it.
Parker.
It's Ben Parker.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. I understand. Okay. But first things first, though.
Yes.
We have to do this it is time to bid a farewell to an icon, if you will, a wrestling legend. The great Sting has had his final match, and despite his hardest pressures for this, he got to win.
Yeah,
crazy. He got to go out victorious because Tony Khan felt that his legacy should be ended on a high note. But Steve Borden, the actual man behind the mask or the makeup, was like, no, because that's what you do. You go out on your back.
Yeah,
it's a way of giving back to the industry that gave you everything, and they said, no, Sting, you're gonna win. And he argued. He was like, yeah, but the Bucks will get a huge push. It'll really help them turn heel, like really sell it. And they were like, stop talking. This is how it's going down.
Yeah. You're going to retire a champion.
That's right. You know how much I love tournaments? I love tournaments.
Which is really cool.
Cool. You know, and to respect a guy that spent, almost 4 decades doing this. And
87?
This guy started with Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, they were a tag team.
They were a tag team, and they were both just juiced up.
Did you watch them on the Scrum talk about that?
Oh, no, I haven't. I haven't yet.
It's funny they brought that up.
But my favorite part, though, is that they were both listed as just roided up.
Yeah.
Legion of Doom, they were Road Warrior knockoffs.
Yep.
And they were both terrible, just god awful in the ring. Nobody wanted to wrestle with them because they were just going to get pummeled. And that's the purpose of the gimmick, was to pummel people.
Yep.
But then they kind of started to go their separate ways, and Sting was like, I think he was Blade Runner. He wasn't quite Sting yet.
Yeah.
And then when he started calling himself Sting, he was just like, I just want to get better at this. I just want to get better. And you look at the two trajectories.
Oh, totally different.
You know, and I will say, Steve Borden credits the turnaround for his life is finding religion.
Yep.
And his wife.
Yep.
It was partly religion and partly his wife, because he was like, I can't, because he said, I was drinking, I was doing steroids, I was cheating, I wasn't living a good life, and Lex Luthor introduced me to religion, and I didn't want to lose my wife, so I made the change, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And no one says a bad thing about him.
No.
Not one person.
No, it was perfect the way that it was a perfect time for him to split up with Warrior. Because, Warrior went on his own and skyrocketed as high as you could go and then immediately dropped.
Yeah.
Whereas Sting went consistently upwards for 30, 40 years.
The biggest, so the thing with here's what I think is the biggest reason why, is that Steve Borden, the man, strikes me as a very confident guy.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what he can do. He knows what he's capable of. He knows what'll get over.
Yep.
But he's also humble.
Yes.
And he's not arrogant.
Yeah.
So for instance, if Scott Hall was in the same locker room with Ultimate Warrior and was like, hey man, I'm not telling you to rip off Undertaker with your new gimmick, but you should totally rip off Undertaker. And I don't know if you've seen this movie, The Crow, with Brandon Lee, but you should probably watch The Crow with Brandon Lee. Ultimate Warrior would be like, why the fuck are you even talking to me?
Yeah.
The fuck are you? I'm the Ultimate Warrior. That's it. Yeah. That's all.
Why?
Also, why'd you call me Jim? I'm fucking Ultimate Warrior.
A warrior.
Right? And Sting was in a position where he could have went, yeah, I'm not going to do any of that.
Yeah.
I'm fucking glad that he did. He's been Crow Sting longer than he was Surfer Sting.
Yeah. Well, when you think about his career, he wasn't Surfer Sting for very long.
Nope.
Because he was Crow Sting 97?
97.
97?
So 10 years.
And then he became Wolfpack's Crow
not
Sting.
10 years, less than 10. But yeah. But
he's been that form of Sting forever.
Joker Sting in TNA.
Yep.
Priceless, actually. And that's the other thing. Just like Undertaker, just like the guys that have been in there the longest, he changed with the times.
Yep.
But kept the core essence of the character.
Right.
With the exception of American Badass. Or no, the biker gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
It led into American Badass. not quite.
Oh, that led into American Badass.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you
When he was all he was all denim.
He was all denim,
Yeah.
and he wasn't not doing any cardio.
No.
And he was talking about, I took the Big Show into the desert, and I left him in the desert.
I love that promo.
And then what does he do? He comes out of the desert carrying the Harley Davidson that I forgot to mention that I left him there with. And he had brand new snakeskin boots. I was like, God, shut up. Stop talking.
Loved it. Hi, Nikita. Nikita says hi to me. Hi, Nikita.
You didn't say hi to me, but I'm saying hi to you, Nikita.
That's Chris. You can ignore him.
yeah. You probably should. It's probably for the best.
Yeah, no, so that's really cool. And like I said, the scrum is hilarious because he straight up said, I was roiding with him all the time. In 1990, I stopped all that, and obviously he kept going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but I love that he's one of the few wrestlers that is like blatant. And he was saying he stopped roids years ago. Like it isn't just in the last couple of years that he was like, no, 1990 I saw. I heard about this probably in like the early 2000s, where like he had flat out just said no.
Well, we never really knew anything Sting did.
Different.
Yeah, we never knew anything Sting did before WCW.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly
Even
it.
Warrior. I never knew anything about Ultimate Warrior before.
I didn't know at one point.
Probably.
I did not know at one point he was called Dingo Warrior until much later.
He's not even Australian.
Also,
why are you a dingo?
Out of all the fucking animals that you could have picked,
a dingo.
Dingo.
Something badass about a dingo.
You know, and it all probably be because that movie with Meryl Streep, The Dingo Ate Your Baby. Remember that one? Based on a true story.
The Dingo Ate Your Baby. Is that? No, what's that from?
It's from a legit movie.
Sounds like Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, I know, because it was it happened in Australia.
Oh, it was Meryl Streep?
She was playing the yeah. Here it is.
The Dingo Ate Your Baby.
Yeah, the death of Azaria Chamberlain was a 9-week-old Australian baby was killed by a dingo. Body was never found. Her parents, Lindy and Michael Chamberlain, reported that she had been taken from the tent by a dingo. However, Lindy, the mom, was tried for murder and spent more than 3 years in prison.
Bitch!
Yeah.
Killed her kid and blamed it on an innocent dingo.
Well, okay. All right.
Well, you know that the dingo's not innocent.
Evil Angels, I think the movie's called. Cry in the Dark. So Cry in the Dark is what it's called. Who did I say?
Meryl Streep.
Guess what? Starring Meryl fucking Streep.
Congratulations.
And you know who else?
Who?
Sam Neill. I didn't say that.
Oh, dang.
I should have.
You should have.
I only remember it was Meryl Streep just because I was really young when I watched the movie, and I remember just being like horrified that this dog ate a baby.
Yeah.
But then, like through the course of the movie, because obviously they don't show the dog, they just show the baby missing.
Yeah.
So then it's like, wait a minute, she killed the baby. So yes, I think I was 6 or 7. So as a 6 or 7-year-old, like they say, like you shouldn't watch certain movies when you're 6 or 7. I shouldn't have watched this at 6 or 7 because the concept of a mom killing her baby.
You should have watched a lot of shit when you were 6 or 7, because you got me to watch a lot of that shit, and it scarred me.
Well, I couldn't be scarred alone. We have to share trauma, okay?
The Blob Night will never be forgotten.
We have to share trauma. Although, in my defense, I didn't know you were such a bitch.
True. It's true.
Actually, all jokes aside, no, it's horrifying. Like, that's horrifying. It's a horrifying
You had already seen it. I hadn't seen it.
But it's not like I had seen
and I'm sleeping over at your house.
And I wasn't, like, still horrified by it. I
felt
still
sick to my stomach. I'm on the floor beside your bed, looking at the ceiling, thinking the blob's going to fall on me during the night. And I go to the bathroom because I'm not feeling good at 3 a.m. because I'm so sick from thinking about the blob. I go to the bathroom. What's in the bathroom? The fucking toilet in the sink, which the blob killed people out of.
That's right.
Oh, man, that was a nightmare. That was a nightmare of a night.
In retrospect, yeah, it was a bad movie. Although we were 7 or 8, okay, Kenneth?
We were, but we were slowly getting, well, not you. You were watching fucking Nightmare on Elm Street right at that time.
Yeah, well, okay. I had watched.
Crazy motherfucker.
I did it that one time, but it was literally, like I said before, it was no, I can watch this. I can totally watch this. I'm old enough to
Yeah.
watch this. And then I got to the first scary scene, and I was like, and then I fell asleep because I couldn't finish it. I just didn't want to open my eyes again. Like my mom had said, like if you get scared, you can close your eyes, and then I'll let you know when it's not a scary part. And I shut my eyes,
and I never opened them again.
and then I never opened them again. I fell asleep. I was so and I had like nightmare. Like I actually legit instantly had a nightmare. So,
oh yeah.
So I fell asleep. I woke up. I was like, oh my god. I don't think I said oh my god, but I was like, oh mom.
Right.
She's like,
geez Louise.
She's like movie's over, which is awesome, which is great because it would have been horrifying to wake up from the nightmare and then there's Freddy fucking
ripping some of the pieces.
But yeah, so after that,
mm-hmm.
and you know what scene it was? It was I think it was number 2 where he's like, and he's eating the woman whole.
Oh yeah, that's not the first one.
I think it was the second one.
Oh, the second one.
I think it was the second one. I think it's the one Freddy's back.
Yeah,
I'm almost certain it was.
Which is a totally different nightmare.
Well, because they have the last boy.
Yeah,
it's like one of the rare few last boys. Plus, like we talked about it, they touched upon like the themes of homosexuality were all prevalent in it.
Oh, big time.
And you're just like you watch it then in that mindset. And I don't know, like I think queer people picked up on it. They call it queer coding now, but I think they picked up on it, and just regular straight people were like, oh, "It's fucking horrifying," right?
Yeah.
But now you watch it with like a little bit more open eyes, and you're like, "Yeah, this is definitely about a guy wrestling with his sexuality and loses."
You know what? I watched it like I when I did my run of all of them.
Yep.
1 is great, and then 2 is like, and then 3 is amazing. But the more and more I thought about it, was like, there's so much visually stuff that's just incredible in the second movie. Like scenes that I'm always going to remember.
Exactly. The second one,
it's one of those movies I think I like it more and more the more I think about it.
And that's what I was going to say. Like I did the same thing. Like I was like, but then the more I think about it, the more I'm like, it is way more iconic than it gets.
It really is.
Than it like just the treatment that it gets is ridiculous in comparison. And it's like, it's actually a really good follow-up.
Yep.
So now I'm like, yeah, first one is awesome. Second was awesome. Then of course, third one.
Dream Warriors is insane.
Dream Warriors
that's
just
the best
takes
one.
It into high
the best
gear.
one in the series.
Yeah, I guess if we're talking original series.
Oh, what would you be talking about?
New Nightmare, still the best.
Oh yeah. Well, New Nightmare is just, it's so different. I think it's easy to look at it as a standalone.
Exactly. Even though it literally has to come after those movies.
It would have been amazing regardless because it was coming off of Freddy's Dead, which is
Freddy's Dead.
Horrible.
Freddy's Dead. When I was a kid, I liked Freddy's Dead.
Yeah.
Because of course I did, because it was geared for kids.
It
was just a gore comedy.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because like 2 worst. 5th was one of my favorites.
Yeah. And
now it's like, actually.
Oh, yeah. It switches a lot the older you get.
Like I can accept the argument of the first 5 are their own and New Nightmare is its own thing. I can accept that, even though you can't do that movie without those movies.
No, 100%.
I guess, no, you could. You just have a fictional character come
to Last Action Hero.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, you're right. So I can accept that to be in its own. And of course, the remake.
But it would have been as effective because it would have not had 5 movies to come off of.
No, your Last Action argument is good. I actually like that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because the Reaper is horrifying.
Yeah. But also, Last Action Hero is another one of those movies. Like when I first watched
that's a cool movie.
I remember thinking to myself, like, "Oh, this is actually not that good at all." Because of course, critics had shit on it, or whatever. And I was like, eh. And then the more I watched it, like as I got older, the more I watched it, I was like, "No, this is actually really good." And it's like it's funny when it needs to be funny. It's also a little scary when it needs to be scary, but it's not so over the top that a kid couldn't watch this.
Exactly.
It was almost like Kindergarten Cop. You watch the first 10 minutes of Kindergarten Cop. If you miss the first 10 minutes, you'd go, "Oh, it was Kindergarten Cop." But if you watch the first 10 minutes and don't know anything about it, you're like,
"Why are these guys trying to kill this guy?"
Whoa, this is heavy.
Yeah, he's not a good teacher, but he doesn't deserve to die.
First 5 minutes, heavy. Last 5
Yeah.
minutes, heavy. Everything in between,
Yeah.
Disney movie. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what the fuck?
It's not a tumor.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Yeah. Definitely Blob was one I shouldn't have watched.
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah.
it might
I
have
mean,
been,
I was giving you nice easy stuff like Enemy Mine.
well,
Terminator 2 was the most restricted movie I had seen up to the point
yeah.
where I watched The Blob with you.
Which,
You know what? I think The Blob was the first horror movie I ever watched. Because I love horror now.
so
but
you should thank me.
I thank you. It took a long time though. It took a long fucking time. Because that scarred me. My dad showed me Jaws scarred me.
Well, yeah, when you're a kid,
Oh,
Jaws is scarred.
Hell, fuck. My mom watching her Days of Our Lives and Marlena was possessed. That scared the shit out of me. Just some old lady who got possessed.
I know what you're
on
talking
a
about.
soap opera.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I wasn't doing the possession movies yet, so that was scary shit.
That didn't. No, you know what? That's not true. It did scare. It was
creepy.
It was off-putting. It was off-putting.
It was very off-putting.
I wasn't. But then again, I didn't have to watch it. That was the thing. I could have just.
You were drawn into it.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, right.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious that I got you into horror movies,
Yeah.
and I got you right out of the gates with a gory horror flick.
Yep.
Which is ironic because I'm not even the hugest fan of gory horror.
No, I'm more of a horror guy now.
You're more of a gore guy too.
It's hilarious. I know how the tables have turned. I didn't really get into horror. Like I watched a lot of horror up to that point, but when I had pink eye when I was 15 or 16 and I stayed home for a week from high school.
Yeah, I remember that.
I watched Halloween 2 and it was Halloween 2 where I was like, this is awesome.
It's hilarious that Halloween 2. Oh no, it's Halloween 3. That's the one that's garbage.
Oh, Season of the Witch.
Season of the Witch.
Yeah. I'm not a Season of the Witch guy.
And you know what? The thing I hate the most about that movie is such a shitty fucking movie that even if you took off the Halloween banner, it's still a shitty fucking movie.
It'd be easier for me to ignore.
Yeah,
I hate that I have my Halloween movies up there and it goes 1, 2, 4, 5.
But it's not like it's not like the Bourne Legacy, in my opinion, where like the Bourne Legacy would have been a better movie if they removed all the instances of Jason Bourne.
Season of the Witch does nothing.
Whereas you like because it's just he wanted to do an anthology.
I think they mentioned Haddonfield in it or something. That's probably the closest.
And even then, I think it was just a throwaway.
Yeah.
Because he had said in interviews, he was like, I didn't think it was going to go past the second one. So I thought we would just do an anthology. And it turns out after I did that, people were like, no, we want Michael Myers. So what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, what is this?
What is wrong with you?
Why do you just make Season of the Witch?
Yeah. Why not? Or just not make that movie.
Yeah, or just not, yeah.
Because like it's not like anything good came out of that movie after the fact either. Except for
I mean, it's got a cult following.
Yeah, but everything does.
I don't understand why.
Everything has a cult following.
I shouldn't say that. You know what? Madame Web's going to have a cult following.
Well, I mean, it's webbing time. Doesn't work as well. It actually sounds pretty cool. It's not as cool as
You're
it's morbid.
stuck in my web?
Yeah. Okay, all right. So we did the Sting thing.
Okay, so Madam Web's obviously the main event of this.
That's
podcast.
right. That's right.
So we got a couple things today. We got some great Insta questions.
We do.
Had a couple of things to bring up. Was that the only wrestling topic?
That's it. That's all I want.
Sting! All right.
The Stinger has retired.
Gosh, Stinger.
Oh, hold on.
Whoa.
Thank you, Sting.
Oh.
Thank you. I got caught up. I watched more of the WCW stuff than you did, but still, thank you, Sting.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of WCW, but everyone used Sting.
Yeah.
You know, like I had a Sting action figure before I even saw one of his matches.
I remember when I first heard about Sting was from Craig Brown.
Yeah.
He had Satellite.
Right.
So
he had access.
NWA. So he knew who Sting was. He knew who Ric Flair was. And he ended up having I think he bought the first Pro Wrestling Illustrated that I'd ever seen. And that was the first time I saw Sting. And I remember thinking who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
Why does he look like Ultimate Warrior? But not like Ultimate Warrior.
I used to love that magazine where they had the rankings. And
it was one of
I don't know who half these guys are.
Yeah, they still do it.
Yeah.
They still do the PWI 500.
There's no magazine anymore though, right? It's just online.
Yeah. But still.
Got that paper product in your hand.
My favorite part about that though was that there were actually guys that wanted to at least be the 500th one.
Yeah.
Because then they made the list, and B, they could be like, wow,
that's a cool number.
I'm 500.
500.
On the PWI Illustrated. So it's fucking great.
Yeah, there's 502 wrestlers out there. I'm 500.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Out of all the wrestlers that are out there, I actually made the list.
Yeah.
Like, that's even just something you could
That's
probably
cool.
bang a few hood rats for that. Ring rats, I should have said.
Yeah.
It's a derogatory term for women, and I apologize if I offended anybody.
Well, these days it probably means anyone and anything.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. It is an
Yeah.
all-encompassing term.
Whoever
for
wants a
anybody
piece of this,
whoever wants to
if I'm
sleep with a
willing, let's
wrestler.
do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
this is cool. I'm gonna pop this up. I already showed you this, but boom.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you know what? I heard that this is woke now.
Holy fuck, man! Because they changed the look of Morph.
No. They also
Oh,
They
took
also-
away Rogue's butt.
they took away Rogue's butt.
Yeah, that's
Also-
a shame. That's a shame.
Also, isn't Morph non-binary?
Now,
Right.
but she, they always kind of was, right? They could be whatever they wanted.
And they chose a fucking
Oh.
gray, almost featureless form. Like Mystique.
But that's what
Mystique clearly identifies as a woman.
Yeah, but that's what Morph looked like in the Exiles.
Oh, I know.
They only
That's what
changed
he also
the look.
looked like
Yeah.
in Age of Apocalypse, which
Yeah.
is where he came from.
Yeah,
Because originally he was
he's
just
always
a
looked
dude.
like that.
He was just a dude, like I think he was a bald dude, like.
And now that they
Rex.
made Morph look like Morph, everyone's mad about it.
No, they're more mad that he's
Morph's
now,
not a white male anymore.
he's now officially non-binary.
Oh.
But you're right. Oh
Okay.
yeah, that's right. Because he did white and had white
Yeah.
hair. That's
Whatever.
right.
I'm more upset about Rogue's ass. That's a
Yeah,
shame.
you would be.
That's a shame, man.
You would be.
I
I
mean,
almost didn't send you that picture just because
you upset me with that.
I was like, he's gonna break his fucking heart.
Fuck
You were probably in mid pump. It just wrecked. It didn't just wreck your day. It wrecked the other pumps.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So there we go.
continue.
X-Men 97 is finally coming out March 20th with 2 episodes. I can't wait. I also love how the episode titles are broken down into like that classic version
yeah,
where they got part 1s and part 2s. Like every season of X-Men, the original animated series, had a 3-part finale just like this,
which was awesome.
which was awesome.
Absolutely,
I
awesome.
love it. So it's really cool to see
And
this.
it's a smart idea too, because if you think about it, you could just release the 3 parts in
Yeah.
one video.
And everyone's bitching about Wolverine's voice.
Well, what are they gonna do? Get the same guy?
It is the same guy. And people are bitching because he sounds too old. They literally brought back the same voice actor,
Oh,
which I think is awesome.
that is a whole.
Oh, he sounds too old.
Okay, but he's also like fucking in his 90s, or if not in his hundreds, if you factor in how long he's been alive.
Yeah, I don't.
Like I'm talking about Wolverine, the actual character.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for his healing factor, he'd been
Right.
dead long ago.
People.
It's a classic scenario of you'll never make everyone happy,
No, you won't.
especially comic book fans. Because
Never.
we're so fucking Gollum about our shit, our precious, that if you change, like even me, like it took me a long time, like even watching Marvel movies, it took me took me quite a while before I was like, okay, it's not going to be 100% as the comic books,
Yeah.
and that is okay. Like it's okay for that to
But
happen.
even then, I'm still like, I'm obviously better than I ever was. And I'm not going to go out there and pull one of these dickish moves that all these other people do.
Yeah.
But little things they're always going to upset me. Like the first look at the Crow.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Did you have to get Machine Gun Kelly to play the Crow?
yeah, no, I don't.
Like,
I'm not feeling. It's the same feeling I had
So
when I saw that damaged
to,
Joker.
yeah, I'm trying to do that thing that you do, where I'm just like, it's not for me. Brandon Lee's Crow is my Crow. This
That's
is
right.
for a new generation.
Now, do you?
I don't know
feel
what the fuck's
better
wrong
doing
with the
that?
new generation. Yes and no, and I'm still gonna watch it because I'm still gonna look for qualities that can make it stand on its own.
Right now, I'm waiting for the trailer.
Yeah, like I
That's-
said, the trailer, but looks wise, he looks awful.
Oh,
Like, come on, man. It's the Crow or Joker, exactly.
yeah, the
It's like
damaged Joker.
you're trying too hard.
Exactly.
You're trying to-
exactly.
He has a face where there's a nipple eye
Yeah,
on his chest.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah. The only tattoo that I thought was legit cool on the Joker was the smiley face on his hand.
That was the coolest.
And when he did
And he
this,
did
I was
this?
like, "That's actually fucking cool." Because
That-
that's also fucking creepy.
That's creepy.
That's fucking creepy. And Joker should be creepy.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about this plenty of times. His henchmen
Yeah.
should constantly be on edge because
Yep.
they're going to get killed at some point in time by him.
Absolutely.
For whatever reason, because he might think it's funny at that time, or he's angry, or whatever.
I'd be fine with that tattoo becoming canon in the comic book.
Same here.
It's fucking awesome.
Same here.
It's creepy. It's awesome.
You could even do like a frowny one.
Yeah.
And then it could just be like, oh, that's hilarious.
Or it could be like this.
You're dead. Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see. Okay.
You see it?
Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha.
You got that?
Yeah. I was just about to say, like, you can't do that. And I was like, yeah, but you got wrist issues. So, of course.
Crack.
I was almost like, what the fuck is wrong? You can't just do this thing. Look how easy it is for me. And I'm like, well, of course it's easy because I haven't had surgery on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, okay. But the other thing about it's not for me, though, is it's easy when it's also stuff that you don't hold as near and dear.
Right.
Right. So, like, for instance, The Crow, Brandon Lee's Crow, that's a soft spot in my heart.
Oh, yeah.
So
for me too.
Even though I'm saying it's not for me, but I'm also like, but I wish it was. Yeah. Like, I wish that I was like, yes,
yeah,
I can't wait for this.
I wanted to be like that. I was like, okay, it's the 30th anniversary of the first movie.
Exactly.
It's enough time. It's enough time. We watched movies in the 80s that were remakes from the 50s.
It doesn't have to look exactly the same.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have to, like, his City of Angels.
Right.
That actor was cast simply because he looked a lot like Brandon Lee.
Same with Mark Dacascos on the TV show.
Oh, yeah, Dacascos.
Yeah, Dacascos. So he had that same Eric Draven look to him.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, he was, like, half white and Asian.
Yeah.
Right? So...
Yeah.
Although the TV show wasn't that bad, actually.
TV show was decent.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That was a pretty good show. Salvation was a good movie. I enjoyed Salvation. The third movie.
That's the with
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah. It was okay. It was all right.
It was better than City of Angels.
Well.
And then we have Wicked Prayer, which we try not to talk about.
I didn't even watch.
Oh, you didn't watch Ever Furlong as the Crow?
I saw one
against
picture.
David Boreanaz, aka Angel.
One picture of him as the Crow, and was like, no fucking way. There's no fucking way. And then when you told me that it was fucking garbage, I was like, okay, good. I made the right choice.
Good.
I made the exact right choice. Yeah. Now, I will say though, the other thing that I thought was, we don't have to go back to the Eric Draven well, though. We don't have to do a remake.
No.
They're
so
many stories.
There's so many. Even in the comic books, there's been...
That's what I mean.
7, 8, 9 different Crows.
My favorite one that I wanted to see was the one where it's...
Dead Time. Tell me it's Dead Time. With the Aboriginal one.
Oh, no, sorry, but yes.
Dead Time. I actually wrote Dead Time as an adaptation when I was in high school as a project.
Yeah,
I call it Cry of the Crow.
Yeah, no, Dead Time was not the one I was immediately. The one I always think about was the one where it's this woman she's an.
Flesh and Blood.
I think so. She was an Irish officer.
She's a woman. Yeah,
she's a cop of some sort, but she's a high level cop.
Right.
And she gets killed by a bunch of drug dealers. We'll say for the sake of argument. And the reason why she comes back is because when she was killed, she was pregnant. I was like,
I forgot about that aspect. Holy shit.
God damn. And like between that one and the Cry of the Crow or whatever the one you're talking about.
Dead Time.
Dead Time.
Dead Time.
Those are the two that I'm like, fuck, we could totally do this.
Yep.
You know, like you look at the Predator.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different Predator.
Every movie.
And it's
a different protagonist.
And not only that, like you could argue that it's like, well, I mean, obviously they're different timelines.
Yeah.
Right. But it's just different stories, different protagonists, different versions of Predator, and they're all largely good.
Yep.
Like even The Predator is my least favorite, but it's not like I fucking hated watching it.
Right.
You know, there was things that I didn't like, but overall I was still just like, yeah, this is actually pretty good. Better than I gave it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like when I saw that Bill Skarsgård photo, if it would have been just like, here's Bill Skarsgård as a new Crow, I would be like, all right. It's the fact that he's named Eric Draven.
Yep.
I can't. I don't know.
So I understand where you're coming from. Or the same thing is where if someone said we're gonna make a Superman movie, and Clark Kent is gonna be black, it would be really hard for me to be like, okay, it's not for me. It's not for me. Because it's like, it's like so ingrained in me that he's white, and
Well,
I know how that sounds.
Yeah,
But it's like I don't look at his whiteness as a character.
but I feel
trait.
like there'd be a lot of black Superman fans that would agree with you.
That's why I think so too. I don't think,
Especially when
they're not asking
there's two really great Superman characters that are black already.
I don't feel like I don't get the impression that they're asking for a black Superman or a black Batman or even a black Spider-Man. But what they're asking for is more representation.
Yes.
So they're asking, and also they want more characters where black is not in their first name.
Isn't that funny? Almost every black superhero has black in the title.
Like, fuck, man. Black Lightning, Black Panther. Like, you're like,
Yeah,
I get it. You're black.
I'm not going to, I don't want to speak for black people.
I don't want to speak for black people.
I feel like from the few guys that I know, I feel like they would agree with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But even if they're actually, and of course there's going to be people out there that be like, yeah, I do want a black Superman or I do want a trans
for
Supergirl.
Sure.
Okay, fine. Make your own character. Make your own character.
Well, we've always talked about how deep the fucking comic book pool is.
Yeah, but at the same time, we don't need to scrape the bottom of the barrel. I mean, we're talking about Madam Web, which is a movie that honestly shouldn't have been made.
Yeah, well.
Okay. And I liked the movie. Spoiler. I did like the movie. It was better than Morbius, but it's still not that good.
Right.
And it dealt with a character, like centered on a character that's an adjacent fucking, not tertiary, but fourth
right, yeah
removed from Spider-Man. Like, she was bigger in the 80s and the 70s.
Well, her highest peak was in the 90s with the animated series.
Right. And then after that,
the action figures and
but
everything.
even then,
but she's never had her own comic book, not even a miniseries.
I never once watched
a one shot.
I never watched any of those and was like, oh, I want to see a movie about her.
The premise is really cool.
Premise is really cool.
You know?
Premise is really cool.
Yeah. Oh, well,
yeah.
We'll
start.
We'll get
to
that in a minute. I'm going to try something new here. I'm going to try sharing my screen because this Kickstarter campaign went live today called Matthew Dickens. He's a guy I talked to on Instagram and everything. So he did this comic book called Shit Kicker and Bullseye.
Okay.
Which is about a stuntman who it's a crazy concept. I'll read the concept when I show the screen.
Okay.
But anyways, he released one issue through this comic book publisher called Bliss on Tap. It's an LA independent comic publisher. And it was really fun. It was really good. But now he's decided to call it quits with releasing singles. He's just going to do a trade paperback through Kickstarter. So I figured he asked if I would mind sharing this. I said, sure.
Well, you didn't ask me.
Sure.
Although, yeah, obviously I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I want, like I said, I want as many eyeballs on comic books.
Exactly.
So we get more in the medium.
Okay.
And not just in comic books.
All right.
But movies, everything. So, yeah.
Okay, so here we go. This is Shit Kicker and Bullseye.
Who does the art?
I'm just going to refresh this to see if this has changed at all because this is earlier today.
It's actually, that looks pretty good.
For some reason, it's like coming up in all French. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Just switched to English. So he's got 100 copies up for this, $10 each. So basically, it's a $10,000 campaign.
Okay.
So it's $10 a copy, but.
The driver, the cowboy, the stuntman. Interesting.
Yeah, Brian Phillipson.
He's actually pretty good.
He's a good artist. He's a really good artist.
I shouldn't have said like actually, but honestly, when it comes to like,
we never know, right?
That's right.
But you never know when the next big guy, where the next big.
That's right. That's right.
Too. So you got all this. What insiders are saying about Shit Kicker and Bullseye. You got the stuntman from Daredevil and Captain America talking here. Stephen Lang, the actor, loves this comic. So here we go. So this is a Shit Kicker and Bullseye logline. This is crazy.
Oh my god, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Already. Not even the first sentence, and I'm like, yep.
A legendary Hollywood stuntman who moonlights as a time-traveling cowboy is recruited to pull off the biggest heist of the millennium, robbing the treasure vault of the Devil's Train. As the name implies, this rolling beast of fire and metal is a sentient locomotive of pure terror. with every train car powered by the tree root circuitry of the fabled, I'm not going to try to pronounce those two words. The devil's...
Hold on. Fabled... Oh, Gnosis
Gnosis-
Bibliotheca.
Okay,
Like,
I figured the G was silent.
in this case, it would be, but like,
Yeah.
if there, it's usually an A in front of it, so agnostic.
Okay.
But like, how are you going to pronounce Gnos?
Gnosis
Yeah, so just
Bibliotheca.
Gnosis Bibliotheca.
Okay.
Bibliotheca was easy. Come on now, Kenneth.
H is silent on that too.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
The Devil's Train is a speeding gateway to dimensional horrors with coded doors that must be deciphered with expert skill before security measures make it to the last resting place of any would-be thief or stowaway. First issue was fucking awesome, and I can't wait to read the whole thing.
You had me at fucking time traveling cowboy. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck me. Fuck me. Okay.
So this just launched today. It's going for 30 days. He's going to officially launch the book at San Diego Comic-Con this year. And then after that, everyone's copies will get mailed out.
Huh.
But I highly recommend checking it out. Looks very cool. It is very cool. I've checked it out.
Okay.
So there we go.
That's on my list now.
There we go. Shit kicker and bullseye.
Shit
I love the
kicker.
fucking title too.
I know. Shit kicker. And
Shit
bullseye.
kicker.
Fuck. I want to know who's shit kicker and who's bullseye.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So what are we doing now? Instant question?
Let's do some instant questions.
Let's fucking do it.
And then we'll dive straight into. Well, I always do that. We dive into it. We'll dive into Madam Web.
No. We'll get lost in the web.
We'll get stuck in her web.
Also, I will say, when they made some web-related references, it
Oh.
wasn't too on the nose. I'll give him credit for
There was
that.
so much in that movie.
I'm more annoyed.
There's a few references, but then the amount of shots where they tried to make everything look like a web.
Yeah.
Broken glass, web. And they did broken glass numerous times. They did a mirror look like a
Yeah,
web.
that's right. I
They
forgot
shot through the
about that.
fence, made it look like a web. They shot
for
from-
no reason at all. Either.
like so many times. It actually pulled me out of the movie a few times. I was like, oh, another web.
You know what's funny? Actually, because I remember thinking that too. I was like, they keep showing this shit.
Right.
Why?
They
And
did
then
a
I was
couple.
of
I was
course
like,
they
that's
do.
really cool. And then it kept going to the very end.
Yeah.
So
The only actual part that really took me out of the movie for sure, which was good, was because it was the ending, like that final shot of them all together.
right.
Because Dakota looked god awful in that CGI. Holy shit! Everyone else looked all right.
Yeah, no, they looked really good.
She looked horrible.
I don't because of the Bret Hart glasses.
Yeah, 100%. That's like actually not 100%. That's 80% Bret Hart glasses.
Yeah,
20% shoddy CGI for
shoddy
that.
CGI. That was really the only shoddy CGI part in the whole movie.
Yeah,
Because we actually said this got better CGI than the Flash.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Fucking 10-foot, like their tent pole movie, and then you're like, this is garbage.
We got 3 viewers on with us right now. Hello, everybody.
Hey guys,
Welcome to
hey
the
gals,
Madam
or
Web
people.
Camcast.
Yeah, hey people, that's a better
Hey,
one.
peoples.
Or aliens, I guess.
Drop a comment. Let us know who's in here. We know Nikita's in here already. Hello, Nikita. But there's 2 others that have joined her.
Also, if you guys have any other questions or concerns, feel free to drop a line and let us know
Mhm.
or ask us.
Okay, number 1. Which Spider-Man character should Sony make a film of next?
Tom
Tom.
can't even remember his last name. Fuck me. I want Spider-Man 4,
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
No,
that's
no.
the most obvious.
but that's the one I want.
That's the most obvious.
It's funny because you gave me these questions as a heads up.
I
When
did.
I saw that one, I was literally like, no, I want that one.
Spider-Man. So, okay, but I think in this case, we're talking about random Spider-Man characters that aren't Spider-Man. Which one would make a good movie?
Why do we have to do that?
The the only one that I 100% would say would make a good movie is Black Cat
Yes,
or Silver Sable.
but more Black Cat than
More
Silver
Black Cat.
Sable.
More Black Cat.
Black Cat is actually, in my opinion, way more recognizable
Yep.
than Silver Sable. Although Silver Sable did get a boost with Spider-Man,
Yep.
the game,
Mhm.
but you had to play the game.
Right. Yeah.
So if you didn't
Yeah.
play the game, then the boost wasn't there. But it was super awesome to see her in that game. I was like,
Oh,
oh
it
shit!
was awesome.
And I like that she had an accent because, like, when you read the comic books, you always forget that she's supposed to have an accent,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, you know what? I will piggyback with Silver Sable and Black Cat because otherwise, I just want.
Well, I'm just kind of thinking like who. I mean, they could do a Prowler movie, which introduces Miles, which then ties into Spider-Man.
No, I'm gonna say no.
No.
You know what it is? It's I don't. I'm done with villain movies.
Right, but Sony isn't.
Fuck, they are
Craven
not.
coming soon.
I mean, I'll get okay. So Craven, the way that they're portraying Craven,
It looks really good.
it looks really good. Okay, but they're also portraying him. Like Russell Crowe is the bad Craven,
Yes.
and Aaron, whatever his name is, he's got 3 names. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Taylor's Johnson.
Yeah, Taylor's Johnson. He is the
Johnson
anti-hero version.
Yes.
Of Craven. So it's a little different. Same with Venom, little different.
I'm intrigued to see how they're going to do Rhino and Craven.
I didn't know. Oh, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, he's the villain. On top of Russell Crowe. Like literally on top of him. It's going to be
That
really
could
big.
be really good.
Could be.
Could be. Their track record with Rhino is not good.
Right. If I had him in a mech, now this time he's going to actually transform into a rhino. He's not just a big guy in a rhino suit.
I want him in a rhino suit. I don't want him to
I
change.
want big fat guy in rhino suit.
I don't want him to change into a rhino.
Just get Jim Carrey to wear the rhino.
No. Jim is beyond that now. Okay.
He's beyond all of us.
He is. He actually has ascended. So
yes.
he is beyond all of us.
He's beyond all of us.
I still go back to that fucking video awards. Was it Fashion Awards or something like that? And he just showed up.
Oh yeah.
Shit on everybody.
Yeah. What are you doing here tonight?
It's a dick move, but it's still just one of those like
friggin' hilarious.
He just goes. He's like, oh, I just thought I'd get dressed up and go to the most vapid event ever, and here I am. And they were just like, oh fuck. Okay. So.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh,
you're doing this. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared for this.
You're in a mood. Oh shit. Okay. You know what? Let me think about that, and I'll come back to you. But yeah, I am done with villain movies.
Yeah.
I really
Well, you can't. I don't really think there's any villains left.
Well, Scorpion, Vulture.
That could make a good movie.
Vulture could be a good movie, but
are we talking Michael Keaton's Vulture?
Of course,
okay.
Of course.
All right.
But still,
show you how he ended up in the world of Morbius in seconds.
What he's been doing since when fucking was it? Oh yeah, he just randomly showed up and was like, "Hey, you want to kill Spider-Man?" And we have no references to Spider-Man at all.
At all.
So does he not realize that?
It was weird.
Yeah, it was not as weird as Madam Web, though.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to leave it at Black Cat and Silver Surfer. I think those are probably the best ones, I would say. Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of, you said Silver there, Silver Surfer. I watched Spaceman the other night.
Yeah, you were saying, yeah.
Did I talk to you about this?
You did.
About Surfer?
Yes.
I'm going to say it here, too. Paul Dano. I'm going to go with Paul Dano.
I would say Dano.
The voice he has, the physique he has, 100% should be Silver Surfer.
Okay. I meant to say Silver Sable, though.
I know. That's why I just said
Thanks
Silver.
for nicely correcting me.
Yeah.
That's very nice. It wasn't like, hey, fuck you, retard.
That's not a Sony project, Chris.
They're owned by Marvel now, so we could get a better, like an actual Silver Surfer movie. We won't, though.
This is the way this question was actually sent to me, with ever being in capitalized letters. So, will you ever talk about Star Wars?
We talk about Star Wars every once in a while, but
I'm thinking they want
they want us to do movies, and you know what? Yeah, it's on the list. It is on the list.
It's on the list.
Is that we're not as big as Star Wars fans?
Yeah,
and it'd be the same as like I would love to do Star Trek stuff, but like. I'm way more of a Star Trek guy than you are. Like, you know, it's like, it's not that you don't like space, sci-fi or space-fi, whatever you want to call it. It's just for whatever reason, those don't speak to you as much as this stuff does. Is that about?
That's about right. I mean, as a kid, I watched Star Trek more than Star Wars.
Yeah.
My dad was a huge Star Wars fan, so I didn't really start watching Star Wars until I was probably almost a teenager.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where if you don't grow up with it, it's not really I don't want to say special, but it's not like deeply connected to you whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't.
You know,
Yeah, exactly. I don't feel
like-
like it's like it's not imprinted on me like comic
Exactly,
books are.
exactly.
And like Spider-Man and Superman.
Yeah.
I've watched almost all the movies, you know, because I didn't watch all of Rogue One.
Oh,
I know.
you didn't
I
watch
know.
the best
I
Star
know.
Wars movie ever?
I know. And then of course, like I didn't watch any of the TV shows.
Empire's the best, but Rogue One's a close second.
I didn't watch any of the TV shows, which is also partly because like try to fit them in.
Well,
And then when you try to fit them in, but you're also like, yeah, but like superheroes aren't doing this, right? So
right,
it's
they're doing
like
the same thing.
I'm not like,
But it's the only one you can really watch is Mandalorian because the other ones will spin out of the movies that you probably haven't seen.
yeah, well, Andor.
Like Andor is right out of Rogue One.
Andor is right out of Rogue One.
I actually started watching Obi-Wan Kenobi last night.
I heard it was pretty good.
2 episodes in, I'm really liking the vibe of it.
I actually stopped watching Echo and I don't feel bad about it.
No, well, it's probably good because the beginning was the best part.
Yeah, once we got to Kingpin, I was just kind of like, I think I know kind of how this is going to go. And then you told me like the ending was really, really bad. Although I thought it was interesting. Sorry to get off topic, guys. We will get back to the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, see how important Star Wars is. We're right back to Marvel talk.
Yeah, like I will say it is on the list. It is something that we will do, but it's not going to be like, it's not a focus for us because it doesn't mean as much for us as it does for you, obviously. And I'm sorry.
I mean,
that's the answer.
Eventually, we're gonna get to the point where we're like, "Hey, recommend us a subject for our 200th episode." Feel free to mention Star Wars.
I think this is technically a recommendation right here.
Yeah,
I don't think
do it again.
We don't need to make this person have more homework.
Oh, we got comments. What we got going on in here?
I will say that I do like the original. Well, for me, the original trilogy, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
I did grow up with that. Like I watched that as a kid. I do like that.
Yeah.
I do have affinity to that, and I do have a little bit, like a tiny soft spot for Phantom Menace because that was one of the movies that me and my dad went to see in the theater.
Yeah, I got a soft spot in that aspect.
Right. I don't particularly like the movie. Like there's parts that I like and there's parts that I don't.
Now as an adult when you watch it.
But like I watched, like I said, I've watched the main 9 movies.
Yeah.
And I do like the new trilogy, I guess you can call it, over the prequel trilogy.
Yes.
You know? But I'm also one of those weirdos that likes the second one, like the Rise of the Sky. Yeah, the Last Jedi.
Last Jedi, yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
You like the everyone that everyone hates.
I like it. I think it's one of the best of the trilogy. And then I watch the third one and I go, oh, everything I liked is undone. Okay. And not to say that the third one isn't great. Like I still really enjoyed that one.
Mm-hmm.
But but whatever. Like we will get to it. I think I don't know if we should leave it till we're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
We should get to it soon rather than because we're gonna be bogged down.
It's between doing Star Wars or Morbius a second time.
It's Star Wars. Are you fucking kidding me? I actually almost watched Morbius again just to see if it was really as bad as Madam Web or worse. Because I'm saying it's worse than Madam Web.
Oh, it's worse.
And this is how I know. This is how I know because I was like, yeah, but then you have to watch that fucking movie again, and there's no fucking way you're gonna get through that movie. You're gonna shut it off.
I'm gonna do it again. I am gonna do it again.
Oof. Glutton for punishment. What's the comment here?
Nikita says, "I'm looking forward to Spider-Man and Venom, but 100% Black Cat."
Yeah,
so she
I have
agrees
to agree
with the Black Cat.
Kenneth had a really good choice with that.
Yeah.
And Black Cat's fucking sweet.
I love Black Cat. I want Sony to make a Black Cat film, but unfortunately, Madame Web has shows Sony that no one wants women superheroes.
Yeah, you know what? And we talked about this, and
I will touch on it again later on too because it's a sore spot for me. But
it is a sore spot for me too. It's like when you said it seems intentional.
Yeah,
I watch Madame Web, and I'm like, it might be intentional.
Yep.
And then you look back and you look at Wonder Woman 84, and you're like,
the Marvels,
and not even that, but like with 84, if I remember correctly, like even they were both. Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins were saying like they weren't saying it wasn't necessarily the movie they wanted to make, but they were pussyfooting around it, and I was like, after you watch it, you're like, I can see why.
Yeah.
And the Marvels, another
the Marvels,
one, another
is just another,
candidate.
yeah, just destroyed. Yeah.
But anyway,
and then Jared popped on here to say, "Hey guys, I'm glad I could catch the stream."
yo.
Yo.
That's what cool people. That's how cool people greet.
If you look over past Chris has said that way, you will see an amazing Batman standing tall.
Yes, you will.
That's good old Jared here. It's the mastermind behind. All right.
So at some point, yes, we will talk about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the list. It's a big list, though.
Full disclosure, we'll probably talk about Star Trek first before we talk about. And even with Star Trek, we'll probably.
What we're gonna do? The new trilogy.
I was just gonna say we'll probably
stick
to
the new trilogy.
The Kelvin.
I don't think we're gonna get many hits on the old farts.
Well, no. Even though First Contact is one of the best Star Trek movies of all time.
Oh, correction. First Contact is the best Star Trek movie of all time.
It's tough even for me to say.
Well, which one would you say?
Honestly, I kind of I'm believe it or not, I'm pretty torn with Into the Darkness.
That's a good one.
Because I really, really like that one.
Yeah.
Like
this is pissing off all the Star Wars fans so bad right now.
I know. Also, Captain Kirk is the better captain. So I'm gonna get some people that are like, "Are you fucking kidding me? It's Benjamin Sisko." You won't get anyone telling me that Janeway is a better captain, though.
No, never.
Not one.
Never.
Not one fucking person.
Never.
I actually liked her as a captain. I liked all the captains, to be honest with you. I liked them all for different reasons.
Yeah, I mean,
Picard's my favorite.
Picard's my favorite just because that's what we grew up
Imprinted.
with.
Yeah.
Imprinted.
Yeah. I do love William Shatner's version of Captain Kirk.
Yep.
But I also really like Chris Pine's version of Captain Kirk.
Yep.
I really like the Calvin trilogy. I like it's fucking great. It's
it's good.
All three movies.
And I do hope the fourth eventually happens, but
it's not. It's
been such a long time now since the third. Yeah.
Okay.
How does Sony actually choose which movies to do?
Oh God, I
kind of ties into the first question. I don't know if it's one of those throw shit at the wall and see what sticks type deal.
I honestly, I think at this point it is.
Assign a character a short straw and see who picks it. I don't know.
Yeah, like
honestly,
it makes no sense.
I'm thinking they randomly put on an episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series and make a movie of the first character they see.
You know what? That's probably it.
Yeah,
that's probably it.
Now that we've got Morbius and Madam Web. And Craven's coming.
Well, with the exception of Venom, because Venom was obvious. You have to make a Venom movie.
Yeah.
You'd be stupid not to make a Venom movie.
You know what would be kind of sweet?
What's that?
A body horror lizard film.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Venom should have been a body horror
movie. It should have.
Because we've talked about that
made made Carnage a PG-13 movie.
We talked about that plenty of times, though. Like, we knew that the way that they did the jokes in the first movie.
Yeah.
That they were going to lean more into that instead of the body horror. And they actually did quite a bit of body horror elements.
They did.
In the first
they did a really good job with those two movies, but it's just
No. They did a really good job with the first movie.
The second was decent.
Yeah, but that's decent.
Wow.
Can you say really good job is decent?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It's hard to compare Sony's movies with today's Marvel and DC movies. It's easier to compare them to the 2000 movies at the start of all this.
No, I disagree. The first Venom holds up really well with a large chunk of the Marvel movies. The second one is in the same pack, in my opinion, with movies like Love and Thunder.
Ooh, you don't like it that much.
I just mean like in the sense where like, actually, no, it is way better than Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
it's in that tier with like Ant-Man and like the first Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
You know, the movies that you knew weren't going to make $1 billion,
right?
But but were still made really well. Like these were still like Carnage. Let There Be Carnage is still a very well done movie. It's competently made. It looks largely better than the first one.
Yep.
They just I mean, they shouldn't have had a 70-year-old man play Cletus.
No.
Cletus Gaston.
I love Woody, but Woody
Even
was
though
the
he
wrong choice.
He was better than I thought he was
Wrong
going to be in this
choice.
movie.
It should have been that Cameron kid off Shameless and
It should have
Gotham
been.
and
100% should have been him.
he has the look of Cletus Gaston.
And he can do creepy.
Oh, he can do creepy.
You know?
Cletus should be younger than Eddie.
Yep.
Because it's his son.
Or even just the
Well,
fact,
that's what-
like,
that's what
even in
Tom-
the comic books, he was younger.
And B, Carnage shouldn't be towering over Venom either.
No, I agree.
That was another thing that bugged me. That
Yep.
Carnage was a giant.
Just fucking massive. I mean,
Yeah.
they did the blade aspect of him
Yeah.
awesome. Like,
Yeah. He's
overall,
agile.
His
and quick.
design
Yeah.
was perfect.
Oh, it was perfect.
He
It
just
looked perfect, but
he
it's too big.
shouldn't have got
It's
too big. Yeah. So, but we've already talked about
Yeah.
Let There Be Carnage enough.
That's my answer. They pick a random episode of the animated series.
Yeah, I was gonna say they literally just kind of go, what's a Spider-Man adjacent character?
I'm fully expecting Smythe and the Spider Slayers next year.
Yeah, no kidding.
With no
Oh my
Spider-Man
god.
for the Slayers.
Yeah, just Smythe though.
Just Smythe.
Just Smythe going through college,
Yeah,
university. Then the illness happens.
Yep.
And then at the end of the movie, he gets a call from J. Jonah Jameson.
Right.
Hey man, I understand you make robots. I've got something for you, and sends him an email.
Yep.
And it's Spider Slayer
Smile.
in the subject line.
And it's going to be a big hit. You know why? It's a male.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now, I've been saying right from the get-go that
Oh,
Madam Web was
brutal.
a movie that shouldn't have been made.
Yeah.
At all. And if it wasn't for the inclusion of the 4 Spider Women, I would still maintain that it shouldn't have been made. Because, well, fuck, they all had live-action costumes.
They all look
They
great.
all looked great.
You know, my thing with Madam Web is it feels like the pilot episode of a TV series.
Yeah, but like a CW.
Exactly.
CW
Like a
TV show.
It's a pilot episode.
And also, I'm not really well. Okay, hold on. We got one more question. Sorry, we got one.
We got one more.
So
we got
basically,
We got one. Actually,
they just throw shit at the wall. They throw darts and they pick it based on who gets it.
Yeah. Okay. What's a real life occurrence that you wish was better represented in movies? This is a good one. This is a good one. Feel free to chime in on this.
Like, I'm not sure I understand fully. Like, what do they mean?
I'm
like,
thinking. After I read this, I thought about it for a second. I was thinking. Remember when we talked about Violent Night and how I said, "How come cars always clean in movies? In the
oh,
snow,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So just stuff like that.
Okay, well, so in that similar vein, I
Yeah.
hate as a Canadian in Thunder Bay, Ontario. I guess I probably shouldn't say that because I'll get swatted.
Here's his address.
yeah. Do you want my social insurance number too?
Yeah.
Because fuck it, why
Yeah.
not? Anyway,
Take it all.
but like as a Canadian in like northwestern Ontario, I hate seeing people out in the winter
Mhm.
with jackets zipped open
Yes.
in movies,
Right.
and just like, and they're like, "Oh, it's cold out,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "Yeah," because
Brr.
you have your jacket open.
Yeah.
So that bothers me.
Mhm.
But when you pointed out that fucking, now I notice it all the time.
Right.
And then when I see
All
a
the time.
car that actually has snow on it, because I remember I said, I guarantee you they only have it on there for comedic purposes,
Yeah.
right? Like the guy's already late and now he's got to clean off his windshield. And sure as shit, that's the only time you ever see that stuff. And it's fucking hilarious. Because God forbid that Buick that you sourced doesn't look like a
Has-
Buick.
Right.
Right?
That thing looks like it's been used.
And it's
Awful.
funny because they think about that because what was it? Mercedes was supplying some of the vehicles, most of the vehicles for Mission Impossible 7.
Yes.
Okay. So there was a bit of hesitancy. Do you remember the scene at the end of the movie where Benj gets the car to take over? Benji?
Yep.
And then he thinks twice about putting a seatbelt on, but he ultimately does.
Mhm.
They almost didn't include that because they didn't want, like Mercedes-Benz didn't want the public to be like, oh, when you go into like driver, like automatic mode, it's okay if you don't have your seatbelt on. We're so safe. You don't need to wear your seatbelt.
Right.
But the argument was, well, because of the entity, he didn't want to take the chance. So that's why you see him. So I was like,
that's
man,
funny.
that's fucking funny. But, remember Triple H?
Yep.
Video game commercials?
Mhm.
Couldn't show him losing.
Nope.
You had to show him beating the shit
Never.
out of somebody.
Never.
Otherwise, well, that's fucking bullshit. But anyway, what else? Oh, actually, you know what? Another thing I thought about this the other day. When characters are running, because we watched Red Notice, Michelle and I.
Yep.
And right at the beginning, like Reynolds is doing a parkour type evasion to get away from the Rock.
Okay.
But no one's out of breath at the end. Like they stopped. Well, sorry, Ryan was a little out of breath, but for what they were doing, it should have been
no
one
matter
of these
what shape you're
where
in.
it's like, oh, okay, all right. Like I run regularly for half an hour to 45 minutes. Okay, when I'm done. Like with Michelle's talking,
I'm not having a conversation.
Yeah, with Michelle's trying to talk to me during that. I'm like, pause my movie that I'm watching while I'm running, and I'm like, okay, okay, and then it's back, and then but when I'm done, I'm not like, all right, cool, bro. I'm like,
bro,
sweating, like I'm wiping sweat off. So I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I agree,
especially for Reynolds' character, because like his character. Sure, he was a master thief, but
he's not.
I mean, I know the parkour scene was to show us that he's physically active and stuff like that. But but not fucking hands on your knees like you are sucking in wind because you're gonna die.
Yeah,
things like that.
You can have some fun, like the Rock on him. He's just.
Yeah, exactly.
Something.
Never mind the fact that the Rock would have been dead.
It's hilarious that we're trying to put realism into a Rock Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah, but but that by that argument, the Rock would be dead.
Yeah,
he doesn't do cardio.
He can't do a promo without running. Right.
Now he's getting better.
He's getting better. He's leaning up. He's looking good.
But it's still one of those where you're like, I know you're just doing cardio for this. You don't normally do cardio, so you'd be dead. You'd be like, could someone shoot him? I think I'm having a heart attack. Like, and that's if you can get words out.
Here's mine. Ready for mine?
Yeah, I am.
I thought about this one today. Why is it in sex scenes no one has belly button lint?
That's right.
I don't know about you. I could put my shirt on for 10 minutes and then take it off. And this mysterious lint came from somewhere.
I hate you.
Everybody's got it.
I'm going to subtly check because yeah, you're right. But you're right. That's fucking hilarious.
Nobody has it. I got a nice tub here that collects that shit like nothing.
Also,
you're going to have belly button lint.
Also, when I'm sleeping in bed with my wife, the blankets are like this around me. They're not at my waist.
Right.
And then she's like covered up because, of course, she's got breasts, right?
She does.
Yeah. So we're both. Wait, what?
Well,
are you looking at my wife's breasts?
It figured. It seemed like you wanted confirmation there.
No.
Don't worry. Your wife has breasts.
I know. I've seen them, and apparently so have you. But anyway, right? Like getting back. So I'm.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, hold on. Because I'm a bit of a mini furnace. Immediately, I'm not wrapped up. But after some time has passed, then I'm like, oh. But all movies that there's a guy and a girl in a bed.
Yeah.
Because you have to see his body.
You got to see his body.
You have to, right?
Yep. Yeah. So, get with it, Hollywood.
The lint. Oh, the belly button lint. Fuck. Yeah.
Get those makeup artists going.
Just have one person just do this and just.
Yeah.
Right? Then Kenneth will go, okay, all right, let's move it.
This is another thing I want to see in a movie that would be hilarious. And then just imagine the woman catches that and be like, fuck. Well, so much lint. Where did that come from?
Well, she wouldn't catch it because she wouldn't say anything because she also has lint. Like, it's not just a male thing. Like, women get fucking.
Oh, I know, but we're not going to show theirs.
Yeah.
Fuck. I like that question because
funny.
I was like,
that's funny.
Because tonight, when I was going in the shower, I got in the shower and then all this fucking lint fell on my butt in the shower. I was like, where the fuck does this come from? It makes no sense.
It was a really good. Once I wrapped my head around it, because I thought like what are you talking like events, like actual events that happened, like 9/11 or something like that? Because because that's like honestly. I don't want to really see that too much.
It could mean that. I'm good with not seeing that.
Yeah.
I've seen it enough.
You know? Also, strangely enough, I'm getting to a point in my older age where I'm like, I don't even need to see sex scenes in movies either.
No.
Like.
Honestly, I just.
I mean.
And that's always when someone walks in the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
oh, you're watching porn?
oh
no, I'm not watching
it's a
porn.
new Brad Pitt
I'm
movie,
watching-
honestly.
I'm watching Madam Web, and for some reason, those two have to hook up.
But it's okay. She's got bad Berlin. I'm good.
Yeah, so
Oh, Nikita. Okay. Burrito method when it comes to blankets.
burrito method.
Burrito.
I like that terminology
Yes.
because I've done it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that
Wrap
like
yourself
when you
up.
just keep rolling until you're wrapped completely like a mummy?
Pretty much, but you also have to tuck the bottom in. You have to tuck the bottom in, so if you wrap it like a burrito,
Yes,
so before you do the roll,
Yeah.
pull the bottom up to cover your feet.
Yep.
Then
right.
wrap up. So yeah, no, she's actually I shouldn't assume they are on they're onto something.
You're
there. I
safe.
like
You're
that.
safe with the she. In
You
this
don't know.
situation,
You don't know.
you're right. You don't know.
And also,
You don't know.
who the
Like,
fuck am I to presume? Like really,
right?
you know?
Hell, that could be the last name first. This could be Norman Nikita for all I know.
Yeah, you're right.
God damn it.
You're right.
God damn it. The burrito method, which sounds wonderful until you got to pee.
Yeah. But then again, that's when you do this move where you're like, yeah, I don't really have to pee right now.
No, you can.
You know, like that move.
When you hang on to it as long as you can, like it hurts, but I can still sleep through it.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I can't
And then
now. I gotta
get
go.
to the point where like
And
I
then
gotta.
you can't get out of bed because it hurts so bad. At this
But you
point.
also try not to open your eyes as much as
Right,
possible.
right.
You
You're
don't
going-
turn
you're
on
going
any lights.
eyes closed to the
Just,
bathroom.
you squint if you have to, and then you just do whatever you can to
And
make sure it's in
Hope
the
that
toilet.
the door handle doesn't hit your bladder on the way there. Because
You know, and then after you're done, you know what I don't like is when it hurts
Yeah,
and then you're done and it still kind of hurts. Like your bladder is
Right.
still just like, fuck you. Fuck you for that shit.
Okay, I actually got one more.
Okay.
This is a surprise one.
Yeah,
okay?
that is a surprise.
Because here we go. This is you have $15, Chris.
Yep.
Choose your SNES collection based off of this.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Okay, well, obviously Chrono
Okay, so you
Trigger.
got $15.
Oh shit, you know what?
Yeah. Right?
Oh, this is
This is a tough one. This is a really tough one. I was looking at this today and I was like, ooh.
it is well, no, right out of the gates, it's Chrono Trigger
Yep.
for 5. It's Final Fantasy 6 for 5. And then this is where it's Super Mario RPG for 4.
So you got now you're right down to the $1.
And then I would do Lion King because even though that was a hard game, I had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, it's sad because like I love Super Mario Kart. I love Donkey Kong Country 2. Like those were immediately where my eyes went. Turtles in Time, awesome game.
Oh, I love that game.
Punch Out, although I liked the Nintendo Punch Out more.
Me too.
Um,
So, and I could do that with Super Mario Kart 2 because it was actually the Nintendo 64 one I liked the most.
yeah, I agree.
After the Super Nintendo. So I'm gonna have to go with off of this list here, Link to the Past.
Yeah.
For 5.
I was gonna say yeah.
Donkey Kong Country for 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna drop down here to bring down the 1 again. So we're gonna go Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage because I love that game. Okay, so now we're that. Then we're gonna go to. Ooh, see, this is hard now.
Yeah,
hard.
I know.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do Yoshi's Island because I love that game. So
Yeah, I know.
Now we're
Yoshi's
at
Island
$14.
is really
So
good
now I
too.
gotta have one more $1 game. Let's go with Tetris Attack because when my mom comes over, she wants to play Tetris.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's tough though. 'cause,
That's a
like,
hard one. That's a hard one.
They're all really good games for the most
I mean, you
part.
could start the $3 and $2 and load up your collection with pretty much all those.
You could, but yeah, no.
But then you're ignoring the.
It's so shitty that I had to have back-to-back amazing RPGs in the first one. But also there's Super Mario World, which is also awesome.
Yeah.
Super Metroid, which is also awesome.
Yep.
And then of course Legend of Zelda is Link to the Past. Another one.
F-Zero. I loved F-Zero.
I almost picked all the 3 top ones in the first go, but then I saw Super Mario RPG and then I saw Donkey Kong Country 2 and I was like, fuck, I gotta sacrifice some shit,
Spread that
son.
stuff out. Gotta spread that out.
That was good. Okay.
Oh, good. Nikita gave us hers.
Oh.
Okay, so we got Super Mario World, Zelda, Final Fantasy. I'm an expensive bitch. I love it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't say
There
I
you go.
blame her. I can't say I blame her.
Yep. Those are 3 awesome ones. $15. I want more than $15.
Yeah, I know.
How else am I going to build my collection?
on a system I don't have anymore.
Yeah, right. Okay, that was the Insta questions.
Although they are talking about remaking Chrono Trigger. Heavy talks about remaking Chrono Trigger. Yeah. Now,
well, they did that re-release of Chrono Cross or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I think that sold quite well.
Yeah, I bought it.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
And then I forgot how much I didn't want to play that game.
Wrong Chrono.
No, it wasn't even that, because I remember playing it when I was younger, when it came out, and I liked it. Even though, like, it was the same thing. I wish there was no references to Chrono Trigger at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't... There's not so many, right? But, like, I wouldn't classify it as a sequel at all. And gameplay is so different. Like, and that's what I was saying with Chained Echoes, where you can fight every bad guy in the areas in whatever dungeons.
Yep.
But you're not going to get experience like you would conventional RPGs. You might get a point here for health or a point here for magic. It's only the big bad guys, the actual bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get a star, and that's when you get a stat increase for everybody. And Chained Echoes does something fairly similar.
Okay.
The only exception being, like, you could fight all the bad guys in the dungeons, and you'll get SP points that you can upgrade your spells with.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean don't fight everything.
Yeah.
You know, you can choose to fight if you want or not fight. But the drawback, though, is it means that a lot of these fights are really, really long. And that was one of my complaints with Tales of Arise, right?
Mm-hmm.
That these were long fights. The difference was I felt like I was constantly engaged with Chained Echoes, whereas with Tales of Arise, it was just like, how much fucking longer? And also, it did feel like if I made a mistake or I fucked up a little bit, I could lose that fight in Chained Echoes, or be set back and have to fight even longer, right? Whereas with Tales of Arise, it was just sponges. So it wasn't like, oh fuck, I'm screwed. It was just like, ugh, now I just have to just do this a little bit longer.
That was boring.
Yeah, but I hate that game. I really do.
We don't talk about that game here.
No, I do. I talk about it quite a bit because I fucking hate that game. Yeah. It's just so surprising because that's the game that I should like. So that game fucked me up now because Grand Blue Relink came out, and all the reviews are saying, like, if you like Tales of Arise, you'll love this. And I'm like, so do I even try it?
I didn't like that.
Do I even bother with this one? But then again, Ease 10 is around the corner, so I'm expecting a price drop for 9 soon. Hoping for that one.
The RPG future is looking very bright.
Oh, yeah, but I'll probably play Sea of Stars before Ease 9.
Yeah, you'll love Sea of Stars. I played the demo, and I was like, right away, I was like, Chris.
I watched 3 seconds of that fucking first trailer. I was like, yes. Yeah. But I did the same with Chained Echoes. I was like, yes. Will I like Sea of Stars as much as I like Chained Echoes? I actually think I'll like it more.
I think you will too.
I think I'll like it more. But anyway,
we're on to the main course.
Ooh. So Madam Web is a movie. It's directed by S.J. Clarkson, who directed mostly TV.
Yep.
In fact, that's pretty much it.
Your favorite show?
Sorry?
Right? Oh no, Jessica Jones. She did.
Yeah, so she's done some episodes of Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
The screenplay brought to you by the same guys that brought us Dracula Untold.
And I love Dracula Untold.
The Last Witch Hunter. Ugh.
Yeah, that movie is.
Gods of Egypt.
Man, Alex Proyas, why?
Morbius, of course.
It's tough like this where like these guys could make it in Hollywood. Anyone.
But you know what's fucked up though is they also wrote the reboot of Lost in Space for Netflix. I watched a couple episodes. It's actually pretty good.
Ooh, I couldn't get into that at all.
Oh, really?
No, did not like it. Tried a couple episodes. I was like,
well, to be fair, I watched like 2 episodes. Thought it was pretty good. Like when it came out, haven't watched anything since. So it's
well, there you go.
So
there you go.
So to be fair, it's not like I'm
touting
its phrases too much. It was just one of those like, oh, that's kind of nice. Anyway, okay. All
All
right.
right.
So
Under there.
budget was 80 million. It actually made 91.9 million.
Which would be great if the budget was 20 million.
Yeah. Although 80 million for this movie, I'm surprised that it wasn't 250 million because every superhero movie has to have a 250 million
Like
dollar
80
budget.
million on what? You don't have an expensive cast
No,
at all.
no.
So I don't know.
And like we talked about, like there was special effects. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
there was way more practical effects than I thought. Like when we saw them in costume, we mostly saw them in like
Actual costume.
actual
not
costume,
CG.
not
Yep.
CG.
And the costumes are really well done.
Oh, the costumes look really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so starring Dakota Johnson as Cassandra Cassie Webb slash Madam Webb, although they don't ever call her that.
No.
She is a paramedic. Her mom was pregnant with her in the some jungle,
Yeah.
looking for spiders to help cure people of a disease
Right.
that she had.
Is it the same jungle where Morbius went to find bats that cure diseases
Yeah, it's a different jungle
with different insects that
with different insects,
cure
but
disease?
yeah, and she ends up getting betrayed by what the fuck?
Oh man, these guys wrote Morbius and this. Oh,
She was betrayed by Ezekiel Sims, who was played by Tahar Rahim. Now, if you're familiar with Ezekiel Sims from the comic books, yes, he has spider powers,
mm-hmm.
and yes, he is a rich businessman, but those are the only similarities.
Now he actually wears Spider-Man's costume for some reason.
Yeah, and I think the reason is because when he tries to kill Cassie's mom,
Yeah.
weird tribe of spider men or spider people. I think it was mostly men that I saw.
Yeah, it looked like mostly men.
But anyway, spider people saved her, injected her with poison.
Yep.
She just as she was about to give birth to Cassie, and then because of that, Cassie has psychic ability powers, but she can't. She's never actually used it until now.
Until now.
For reasons. So my thing about this movie is that it's a movie that if you don't think about, it's actually okay. Like it's a pretty good movie if you don't think about
it. It's an okay movie. I do not think it's a bad movie.
No.
Everyone's shitting on, giving 1 out of 10, saying worst movie of all time.
Morbius is worse than this.
Morbius is worse.
And Morbius
100%
isn't a bad movie.
No.
It was released in the wrong time period.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad movie.
20 years too late.
It's not a great movie, okay? And that's the other thing. Madam Web is not a bad movie, but it's not a great movie.
No.
Okay, anyway. All right. So Sydney Sweeney as Julia Cornwall, awkward teenage girl who lives with her father and stepmom following her mom's departure. And she's hunted by Sims for being a future Spider-Woman and one of the Spider-Women who is responsible for his death.
Yes.
Which I thought was actually kind of a cool take on the villain's plan.
Yeah. Though it comes with problems.
It does.
Like, why would they kill you? Then who are you? What have you done? Why do you have a special person hanging out with you with all these computer systems?
Also, what happens now that he's dead?
And lucky you for finding all three on the same train together in the same cab.
Well, they were all drawn to Cassie Webb because of the web.
The web.
That they're all joined.
They're spiders. She's a web.
You know?
Spiders go on the web.
Honestly, this movie got made because an executive came across Madam Web and went, Web.
Spider web.
Spider web. So the thing that comes out of Spider web. We could do that movie and we could do a Spider-Man movie.
She's old though, but we're going to change that part.
And we won't make her old. And we'll also include a bunch of Spider women.
Yes.
Because in the Spider-Verse comic book that came out like last year, they're a team trying to help Peter. So that's
perfect.
What we'll do. Also, we'll set it in the past.
Yeah.
And we'll introduce Ben Parker.
Yeah.
And we'll introduce Peter's parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a gold mine.
We got a gold mine. Okay, we got all these girls in tight suits, horny boys would be all over that, and women would be like, "Ooh, empowerment."
Yeah, exactly.
We'll make a man a bad guy. Yes.
Isabella Merced as Anya Corazon.
Yep.
Celeste O'Connor as Maddie Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
I already said Tahir Rahim, but he is Ezekiel Sims.
Yeah.
Mike Epps, surprised to see him.
Oh yeah.
As O'Neill,
that was
a
surprising.
co-worker for Cassie and Ben. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Adam Scott.
Adam Scott.
Although Adam Scott is Ben Parker is great casting.
That was really good casting.
In fact,
I could see him and Marissa Tomei together.
Exactly, like 100%.
Yeah.
He should be like. He should be the Ben Parker. But anyway, okay. Emma Roberts as Mary Parker. Carrie Bichet as Constance Webb. This is Cassie's mother.
Oh, yeah.
Zosia Mamet as Amaria, the gifted hacker, and that works with Sims. Even though she objects to what he's doing, she still works with him and doesn't really do anything to help. And Jose Maria Yazbek as Santiago, a member of Las Arañas.
Oh.
The spiders. It's what that translates to. A secret tribe from the Peruvian jungle.
They're getting a spin-off film.
What?
Spiders.
Oh, yeah. That'll come out the same year that What's-His-Face is coming out with that fucking... Oh, Bad Bunny. The Bad Bunny movie.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that existed.
It
doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
I forgot that was actually talked about.
What is it? Schrodinger's movie?
Yeah. You know, I follow the Ski Comic Collectors or whatever it's called website where they look at value on comics and everything.
Yeah.
Those 2 issues skyrocketed with the announcement, and now they've just fucking dropped.
Are they worth less than where they were before?
A little bit more than they were, but I think everyone that paid $20 a copy is pissed.
They should be, you fucking idiots.
Why?
You fucking morons.
Fucking spectator idiot.
Out of all the movies, too, like, that's the one you want to do?
Right?
Like, fuck out of here. He was in 2 comic book appearances.
Let's
make a movie.
Yeah. He gets his own movie.
Yeah.
You thought Madam Web was ridiculous but getting her own movie? Check this out.
Yeah.
2 issues.
Like, in
15 years ago.
In all fairness, Morbius is a character that should have had a movie.
Absolutely.
His movie should have been better so that we could get more Morbius movies.
But again, years ago, like right in between Blade and Ghost Rider.
Even now, they could have done it better.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh, absolutely.
They limped in with this. They basically just went, it's Morbius.
They made it a superhero movie. That's your first mistake. It's a horror movie.
Yeah, exactly. This should be more of it's a superhero book in the sense that, like, if you look at the early 90s book, like, he wore a costume, but he fucking killed people.
It's like the Punisher.
They had black blood just because he killed so many people.
Yeah.
You're right, just like the
Punisher. Like the Punisher. It's just because he associates with superheroes every now and then doesn't make him a superhero.
No.
Yeah. At all.
Like, no. These are the characters that when they're around other superheroes, it's because there's a huge event and they need everybody, and no one's happy about them at all.
Right.
They're just kind of like, oh, fuck, we need, Thanos is threatening all of existence, so we need to have
get that crazy guy with the guns.
Yeah, that fucking Punisher dude. Like,
get that vampire over there.
Peter Parker and Matt Murdock deal with Punisher the most.
Yep.
And they have a begrudging respect with him because when he's with them, he doesn't kill. Mm-hmm. But they always have to fucking remind him not to kill and be prepared to beat the shit out of him when he does.
Yep.
And Captain America, I don't know if he's changed his mind now, but he fucking hates him.
Oh, yeah.
He fucking hates him. Like, that Civil War beatdown.
Yeah. And the Punisher, like, caps his hero.
Yeah, well, like, Spider-Man went to bat for him. He's like, dude, you got to be careful. He's like, why would you do that? Well, Cap's probably his hero. He probably went to Nam because of Captain America. And Cap's just like, he's fucking stupid. But that's probably what happened.
America?
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
America!
Yeah. America!
And now they're all friends.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
So I keep saying this. The movie did enough to keep me interested for the entire runtime. So
yeah, me too.
So congratulations, you did your job. At just when I was about to be like, how much longer is this movie? Something cool happened.
Yep.
Or when I started to sit there and go, oh yeah, I get it. The glass looks like web. Something cool happened.
Mhm.
So then I was like, okay. But there's still stupid things in this movie where you're just like, for instance, why does Cassie have to keep leaving these girls to
Right.
investigate?
Right.
Right? But also, how come if she's wanted for the kidnapping of not one, but 4 women, but I guess technically it is one because, well, is it 3?
There's 3.
Yeah, there's 3. Sorry, 3 women. But I
Yep.
guess technically there's one because one of them is white and the other 2 are not. So, I know it doesn't sound good, but they're probably just like, there's a white blonde missing, and then there's
And then other people.
Other people are with
Yeah.
her. They might have had joined in on the kidnapping. I don't know.
Uh,
But anyway, but she could freely go into New York,
Yeah.
go into her own fucking apartment,
Yeah.
and there's no instance, like there's no indication that the police have been there to search for her. No one's watching her place to see, because that's the first rule. They always go back to where they live,
There's definitely issues.
right?
There's issues.
Yeah.
Like when she goes to look for them and walks through the bush to the fucking diner, and the walk through the bush takes minutes, and then she gets in her car later on to drive there, and she's like a half hour down the road.
She
Like that part?
She fucking flew to Peru, chartered a flight.
For 1 week.
She's a wanted felon. She chartered a flight,
Yeah.
was able to get to Peru, find out everything she needed to know, and then get back right in the nick of time.
Like, couldn't she have just, couldn't one of the spider people come to New York and visit her? But by the way, though, and I don't care. By the way, anyone bitching about the Peru part, if you love the Dark Knight when he goes to Japan and leaves Gotham by itself, fuck you.
Oh, I don't care about that part.
No, that's like, that was
For
always,
me, it's the timing.
that was always the biggest issue.
It's how quick the timing is.
Oh, the timing's ridiculous.
It's she's there.
Yeah.
Like she goes there,
Yeah.
she's there, and then she's back.
She has to swim in a pool, goes back.
Yeah. And it's like,
You told him to be gone a week. You got time to vacation right now.
yeah. And also, hold on a second. This guy is trying to kill all of you.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna go, I'll be back in a week.
Yeah.
You're like,
Girls will be okay.
wait, what? So what do we do in the meantime? I don't know. I don't care.
This guy will
I'm
protect
not
you.
your mom.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? At least, actually, you know what? I don't care. I love the Dark Knight, and I have no issues with the Chinese sequence.
I will
the
always have
Chinese
issues
sequence.
with
I
that
know.
sequence.
And that's okay.
It never made sense.
It didn't make
Gotham
sense
is
to
in
you.
flames, and he goes to China.
Well, it's not quite in flames. Only
There was a bunch of
handful
there's a
people
lot
died.
of crazies running around.
Only a handful of people died, and people die all the time in every city. So, you don't think people die in Metropolis with Superman?
No, because a smile brightens up.
True. That is a really nice smile. That figure is awesome.
I saw the figure at EB yesterday.
I was tempted to bring it.
Get it myself.
I was tempted to bring it just so you could see it in
love
person.
But
like,
man,
the sculpt is different,
Yep.
and like I said, it's a
Yep,
lighter. Well,
everything.
you saw it, lighter
Yep,
blue, lighter
lighter
red,
blue.
lighter
Yep.
yellow. I'm surprised.
perfect teeth.
The insignia on the belt. I didn't expect the S on
Yeah.
the belt, but still looked great. I love
No,
it. It's
it's
like
nice.
it's my new.
It's nice.
It's the only one that's flying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the other 2 are standing.
are they looking up at him?
No,
You
squinty
should
eyes.
have them both just like.
That's not a bad idea. I was almost tempted to switch the bases so that I could have Taylor's Nightwing
Yeah.
be in the air, and I may do that, but I might do late 80s, early 90s Nightwing in that, because
I love the ponytail on that.
hey, fuck, when I saw the ponytail, even before when I bought it, like,
I didn't know it had a ponytail until your video,
oh no,
which is going up this weekend.
but I was very impressed with how awesome it looked.
Yeah.
Like, but it was like, it was no brainer. I saw that suit and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And the reality
to
is,
back.
if they did the disco wing, I would have done the same thing. I would
Yeah.
have been like, yep, I'll buy disco wing. Like, it's a ridiculous costume,
Mm-hmm.
but I still like
But now
it.
you can put the full evolution together.
Yeah. Well, no, because then I'd have to get 90s Nightwing.
Yeah.
And I'd also have to get New 52 with the red.
Right.
And I don't.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't really like the red, and
I
second
don't
of
like
all,
the red.
I don't really like the way the toys look.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the scallops. I liked that addition to the costume, and I think that's something he could try again. Not this version, maybe down the road. But also, I wouldn't mind if they had a Grayson toy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool because I really liked the Grayson run for the most part.
I saw an undead Nightwing figure.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I had no idea they did a zombie Nightwing.
Yeah. So anyway, getting back to Madam Web.
Oh yeah, right. This movie.
The other major complaint I have with this movie is Dakota Johnson's casting. She
is so out of place in this.
Should not have been in this movie.
She's so out of place just in a superhero movie.
Yeah, like I'm not familiar with her acting, so I don't know if she's I can't say if she's really good or anything. The only thing that I have to go by is when I've seen her on like talk shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So the Graham Norton show.
Yeah.
Or Ellen, like when she's like telling Ellen, "No, you didn't invite me to your birthday. Fuck you." Right. And she's like Dakota Johnson in this movie. So it's not like I didn't get the impression that she was Cassie Webb.
No.
It was just Dakota Johnson
She's the
in the scenario.
same girl that was in 50 Shades of Grey.
Sticks out like a sore thumb, especially because the three girls are awesome. Like they're all really good.
They're great.
Like I believed every
people
one of them.
complain about the chemistry. I thought the chemistry between the three of them was great.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a part of the larger issue with women's movies.
Yeah.
Women's superhero movies specifically. But like
it is an issue.
I have a quote from Dakota Johnson that I wanted to read just because I thought it was
good,
very interesting, and it's a very interesting look at how these movies are made and how it's bleeding into all movies, not just these big budget tentpole movies. Not that this was a big budget tentpole movie, but the idea was,
well, they were hoping it would be.
They were hoping that it was going to be a blockbuster, and it's not a big budget one, but
no.
They were hoping it was going to spawn something.
It's just Sony's kind of in the same spot now, unless it's Spider-Man or Venom, that DC was in.
Yeah.
Or actually, still in.
Yeah.
They've tainted their image.
Yes, that's right.
Horribly.
Yes. Yep.
So
you're right. Like unless it's Spider-Man or Venom, then no one cares. No one fucking cares.
And I still don't know if Venom 3 is going to be a big hit. We'll see about that. But
we will definitely.
Like they've really damaged themselves over the last few years.
Oh man, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and it's like, I mean, look, all we really want are just good movies.
That's it.
Like Chris Evans recently in Vanity Fair was like, he was actually pushing back on the vitriol, and he was like, I just don't understand. Like what we need, like we just want good movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard because there's so much money involved and there's all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, if the movie's really good, then it doesn't matter. So, and he even said like Winter Soldier, I think, is one of the best movies I ever did in that entire run. You know, and it's like we've said before, in the first 3 phases, it was easier to pick out the bad movies.
Yes.
Or the ones that weren't as good as some of the other ones, right? Like I would say, like Ant-Man, for instance. I will forever sing Ant-Man's praises, but I will understand if people go, yeah, I didn't really like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a superhero movie in the conventional sense. Right? But like, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun. I realized more and more that I liked the third more than the second one because I can vaguely recall the second one.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that Ghost was in it, and what's his face? Lawrence Fishburne played Goliath.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in it.
Or I think his was he Black Goliath? Because I think when that character was created, he was Black Goliath. But anyway, like as for the plot,
I think you're right too.
As for the plot, I couldn't tell you what the plot is, but I could tell you the plot of Ant-Man 1 is, and I could tell you the plot of Ant-Man 3.
Yep.
I can almost go through scene for scene for both movies. I can't really do that for the second one.
Yeah, I should watch the second one again.
So it's funny that, I'm thinking the same thing, right? Whereas, then when we get to like phase 4, like, yes, you can blame COVID on some of this.
Yep.
You can, and that's valid, but the effort that they're putting in, and also, again, a recurring thing that we keep saying is, I don't want to watch fucking 3 different TV shows just to know what's going on with the Marvels.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
shouldn't have to watch 30 hours to understand this 2-hour movie.
like we worked it out, and it was about 27 hours.
Yep.
Just so you could watch a 2-hour movie, which should have been a 2.5-hour movie, to flesh things out, let things
It
breathe.
was WandaVision, Miss Marvel, and Secret Invasion.
And you had to watch Captain Marvel.
And you had to watch Captain Marvel.
Right? So,
which is fine.
Which is fine. Like, I mean, if anything,
sequel.
Like, I look at some of these movies now, and it's like again, like I said, you watch Captain America.
Yep.
But if you didn't watch Captain America and you watched The Winter Soldier, you didn't have to watch Captain America to watch Winter Soldier.
Right.
But you would have an idea of what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? You watch Civil War without watching the other two. You have an idea of what's going on. You have an idea.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a little bit harder when you watch the third in the series, but still. But now it's like fucking homework. I got life homework to do.
Yeah.
Like,
right? Wait a minute. 30 hours to understand this 2-hour movie? I think I'll go play a video game instead.
Yeah. You know, I'll play a video game, or I'll have an edible and I'll jerk off or something. Like
or both together.
Well, yes, obviously. Yeah. And then after I'm done,
actually, you know what? Maybe I can watch one of those TV shows.
I'll play a video game after I'm done, because it's not going to take 30 hours.
I got 4 boxes of short boxes there. I'm busy.
Already, we've got 3 things you could do in half an hour, in 30 hours. Fuck, 30 hours?
Yeah.
More than a day just to be up to speed to watch a 2-hour movie?
Right.
Fuck you with this bullshit.
Yeah.
And then Sony's brand is tainted, but also Sony shouldn't have made a Madam Web movie at all without introducing some of these characters in another movie. In Spider-Man 4, which should be made.
It's desperation.
I understand that Tom Holland is I think it's right now the war is Kevin Feige wants to do street level.
Yeah.
And Holland wants to do street level. Sony wants to do multiverse shit again. And it's like, okay, I get it. The last No Way Home, I get it, made $1 billion, like made almost 2.
It made over 2.
Made over 2. Yeah, that's right. It made over 2.
Sony's never had a movie that big.
I get it.
So like, we want more.
I understand you want more. I don't know if maybe you should try to just build towards that.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, build towards that. And also...
And I agree. A street level way is the way to do it.
I mean, and now that they're trying to figure out a compromise where they could do a street level movie with multiverse aspects. And it's like...
It can be done.
It can be done. But... they're chasing $2 billion. They're not going to make $2 billion with Spider-Man 4. I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and I love all the movies.
No Way Home didn't make $2 billion because of Tom Holland.
And it didn't make in the entire lead up to that. It didn't make it. It made it because of
nostalgia.
Seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Not only seeing them again, but seeing them together.
All were going to interact.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all the villains.
Yes.
Okay. That's why it made $2 billion.
Yeah.
Would it have made $1 billion on its own? Probably.
Oh yeah.
Probably. Without all those aspects,
definitely made $1 billion.
Without all those multiverse aspects, it would have made $1 billion.
Yep.
Probably. It might have been like the Batman, where it was just shy around the 775, 800.
Far From Home make $1 billion?
Yes, but it was literally off the backs of Endgame.
Okay, so yeah. Well, hard to say. I think a third Spidey would have still made $1 billion.
If not, it would have been close.
But no way in hell would it make 2.2 or 2.4 or whatever it was.
And also, I don't think it makes $2 billion even if they go the multiverse route.
No, that was a one-time thing. You could bring both Spider-Man back. It's not going to make that much money. People have seen it now.
Yeah,
they've seen it. That was a special event. Like, Marvel themselves are never going to have another Avengers Endgame.
They could if they didn't spend the last phase killing the brand.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they're doing the same thing that Sony's doing. They're just doing it better.
Okay, you know what? If they do Secret Wars and they somehow pull rabbits out of their hat and you got fucking Robert Downey Jr.
I was just going to say, though,
and you got Hugh Jackman, you got Tobey Maguire.
Just going to be...
If you got all those guys together for the first time ever, then you're looking at 2+ billion
Yeah.
easily. But
well, actually, by that logic, do you think Deadpool 3 does $1 billion?
yes,
Yeah, it's just
100%.
I think it does. I think it does $1 billion.
100%
No
it's doing
problem.
$1 billion.
I think it actually will probably be around the 1.5.
In fact, I'll say
1.6.
it's the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah, actually,
And it's R-rated, so
it
that will
has-
be big.
It has the potential, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Um.
there's some good stuff coming out this year, but I don't know, man.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the quote from
Yeah,
Dakota
let's hear
Johnson,
the
and then we're gonna, because the reality is that while I feel like everybody should watch these movies and make their own decisions,
Yep.
and also watching these movies actually lends more support to these movies.
Yep.
So sometimes you got to eat some shit.
Yeah. Well,
you got to
know
eat
what?
some shit to go. But here's what she
Watch
had to
it and
say.
make your own decision.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So here's what she had to say. For its star Dakota Johnson, the reception to Madam Web did not come as a shock. She goes, "Unfortunately, I'm not surprised that this has gone down the way it has." Publication asked her, "Is there a reason for that?" And she says, "It's so hard to get movies made, and in these big movies that get made, and it's even starting to happen with the little ones, which is what's really freaking me out because she's more of an indie, like
Yes.
rom-com type of thing. And if there's this mentality is bleeding into all movies, then what the fuck are you gonna do, right?" So she goes, and it's which is what's really freaking me out. Decisions are being made by committees, and art does not do well when it's made by committee. Films are made by a filmmaker and a team of artists around them. You cannot make art based on numbers and algorithms. My feeling has been for a long time that audiences are extremely smart, and executives have started to believe that they're not. Audiences will always be able to sniff out bullshit. Even if films start to be made with AI, humans aren't going to fucking want to see those. But it was definitely an experience for me to make that movie. I'd never done anything like that before. I probably will never do anything like it again because I don't make sense in that world, and I know that now. But sometimes in this industry, you sign on to something and it's one thing, and then as you are making it, it becomes a completely different thing, and you're like, wait, what? And that seems to be the going thing that I'm hearing from a lot of these like actors that are like, especially now, where they're just like, yeah, you show up and you got the script and you go, hey, and they go, yeah.
Oh, no. That's draft 3. Here's 13.
Yeah.
What?
And you're like, oh, okay. And not only that, you're gonna have to emote to nothing.
Yeah.
We got a spot marked out. You just look at that spot and then you're okay. And it's unfortunate because, like I said, aside from, and I don't want to say Dakota Johnson is a bad actress. I just don't.
She's not a bad actress.
She just shouldn't have been cast in this role.
No, she just fell out of place.
Yeah. Everyone else, great in this movie. The guy that played Ezekiel Sims.
That would be like when Meryl Streep in a superhero movie. As a superhero.
She should have been Madam Web.
She honestly would have been a better one, and it probably would have made more money.
Yeah, probably would have.
Yeah.
Actually, probably would have been one of those who are like, oh, did she lose a bet? oh no.
How the mighty have fallen.
But yeah, so like, and I do think, because you said this in the theater, and I do think it's partly because of that, where they start doing a self-fulfilling prophecy, where they go, movies, superhero movies with women in the lead don't make any money.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come in with these limp dick efforts that make no money, and then they go, see? Nobody wants to watch these movies.
It's heartbreaking to me because I believe in, equality for women, and I believe that everyone should have a superhero to look up to. We've talked about this.
Exactly.
Everyone should have a superhero to look up to.
Exactly.
And the Marvels, it had a lot of promise, but it faltered.
So
and this, even though Madam Web is like, why is this a movie? The premise is cool enough where you can make a movie.
Exactly.
And I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a decent movie. And I think it's got unfair criticisms.
Yes.
By people that haven't even seen it.
Oh, yeah.
But they're shitting on it. And what they're doing is making it so it's another decade before we see a woman's-led superhero film again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They're getting it so we're not going to see new characters. It's going to be the same recycled shit that they also complain about.
That's right. Exactly.
So what the fuck do you want? You're getting this, you're complaining. You're getting this, and you're complaining.
Yeah.
Maybe you should shut the fuck up, turn the TV off, and go back to bed.
Yeah.
And let us enjoy stuff the
Yeah,
way
exactly.
we want to enjoy it.
Exactly. No,
I
100%.
all I thought about while I was watching Madam Web was instead, it's sad because instead of the film itself, all I was thinking about was what the fuck are these people talking about? I was thinking about these idiots trolls online more than the movie itself. And it's shitty because it wasn't a bad movie. Obviously, Sony put their fingers in it way more.
Oh,
I'm sure that S.J. Clarkson, I don't think she's talked anything yet, but I'm sure she's disappointed.
I'm sure she's going to come out with one of those where she's going to be like, look, it's not the movie I originally started to direct, but here we are.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I touched upon it with the Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
That was a slam dunk.
Yeah.
It was a fucking slam dunk. All they had to do was follow up the first one with a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much cool shit in that movie, but it's overshadowed by things that you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you have a female-led movie directed by a female.
Yeah.
I hate saying, I'm saying female like an incel. Women. So women are leading this movie. They're directing this movie.
Yeah.
And I believe Jenkins also had a hand in writing the movie, or at least coming up with the concept.
Yeah, I think she's co-writer.
You know, you had Kristen Wiig coming in as Cheetah. Okay.
Great casting.
You had I mean, even though in retrospect, like even now, like I look back and I go, at the time I was like, oh, it's funny that Max Lord is a Trump parody.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of like, that's one of those ones that's gonna not age as well.
Yeah.
It's like if you know Trump, then obviously it's kind of funny, but rewatch is like,
yeah.
But either way, but then you have all this promise, right? You even have like the Golden Eagle armor. It looked awesome.
It looked awesome.
It made perfect sense to have this in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all these things, and then you get into the actual script, and you're just like, everything is contradicted.
There was too much.
And there was too much.
It had that sequel problem, especially superhero sequels, where this was successful, so let's see how much we can throw in the sequel.
We need to go bigger and better.
It should have just been Cheetah.
Yeah. Well, so your favorite Batman movie, The Dark Knight.
Yep.
Okay. How many bad guys were actually in that movie?
Yeah. Well,
you had a little bit of Scarecrow.
Yeah.
But it was 90% Joker.
Yep.
And 10% Two-Face.
Yep.
But they had both those characters threaded through the entire movie.
It was done right.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Even the China scene.
It's a cool scene.
It's awesome.
I just wish it would have been down the coast instead of on the other side of the world.
Yeah, but I mean, he had to go there to get the stuff that he needed to get. So
right. Bruce Wayne has to go there personally. He doesn't have a personal FedEx guy that could just overnight it to him.
Regardless, I love the scene. I love the scene.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't make as much. You're right.
It doesn't.
You're right.
It doesn't.
It's not like you're wrong.
Especially in a Batman movie that's so grounded. Now it's like,
and also it's all about Gotham. Like I get it. Like you're right. Is the fact that I love the movie and the fact that scene is super cool supersedes that. And that's the other thing. Like when cool shit happens in movies, I'm less likely to pick it apart.
Yeah.
I'm less likely to focus on the negatives because I'm too busy going like, oh man, this is awesome. Like you can actually pick apart No Way Home.
Oh yeah.
You can rip it apart actually. Yeah. There's so many plot things, I don't want to say holes, but plot issues.
We've said before there's really no perfect movie. You could pick apart anything if you want
Exactly. If you really wanted to. Like here's the best one.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as Batman. There's no superheroes out there.
What?
None of this. It's all bullshit.
What?
Yeah, I know. But like, so again, we get, and Wonder Woman 84 is 100% studio interference.
100%.
100%.
Yep.
Okay, and it's crazy to me that they sit there and they don't do as much interference. The movie makes almost 800 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, although it should have made $1 billion. I'm surprised it didn't. But regardless, it made 800 million. It's one of the best DC movies out there.
Oh, easily.
And it's top 5 for sure.
It's
Wait, we already did this, and I don't think I had it top 5. No, I think we did, and I think I did have a top 5. Regardless, it's one of the best.
It's in my top 5.
It's one of the best,
And
and
outside of Batman and Superman, it's probably the best DC movie.
yeah, I would have to say. And all they had to do was just do that same feeling,
Yep.
and just make it a little bit bigger,
But they can't.
a little bit better. But no, they have to just keep putting their fucking fingers.
This first time around, they're
in
like,
everything.
"Oh, that won't make anything. Do your thing."
Yeah.
800 million.
Oh,
we
wow.
could push this to 2 billion.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
gonna do
we
this.
totally.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel
Like
made
Dakota said, introduce the committee.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
on in.
Captain Marvel made $1 billion.
Yeah.
So we could definitely do 2 with this.
Yeah.
And okay, COVID definitely hurt that one.
Yeah.
But it was a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bad follow-up to a really good movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Black Widow, really good movie, in my opinion. Really good movie.
I enjoyed the hell of Black Widow.
Some of the CGI, okay, doesn't hold up,
Came
but
too late. Why didn't
like
you
we
make
said,
this before you killed her?
it should have been the third in her own trilogy.
Right.
Right? Oh, but girls don't buy toys. They might not buy toys, but
No,
they
buy dolls.
But they might buy dolls. They will probably. Some of them will buy toys. That's the thing. Some of them will buy toys.
Yeah.
The majority, maybe not, but there will be them buying toys. They'll buy statues. They'll buy T-shirts. They'll buy comic books. That's where you want them to do. You want them to do those things. But yeah, no, you're right. Only boys buy toys, so fucking let's not do anything. Even after Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel, they went, yeah, we're not going to do a Black Widow movie. Why would we do that? That's so stupid.
Yeah, it's frustration.
Like, it's not like every male movie out there is the greatest superhero movie of all time. But the other part that bothers me is that these guys get on, like, and I'm sure a large portion are bots and stuff, but these guys get on here and they're just like, we need more white men superhero movies. And it's like, we've got so fucking many. Like,
take your pick.
If it's a pie graph, it's 98% white male.
Yeah.
And 1% women.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting any color in there, just women.
Women.
And then the other percent is every other race.
Yeah,
every other.
You know, you got Shaq.
Yeah.
Damon Wayans.
You do have Shaq.
Chadwick Boseman.
Although Shaq was a joke movie, no one was seriously looking at Steel like,
Steel's a masterpiece.
Have you watched it all the way through?
Yeah.
I actually have not.
It's been about 30 years.
I don't ever want to watch it. I would much rather do like the Blank Man, Meteor Man combo that we talked about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like how, like, look, I'm, like I've said before, you've said it before, these idiots don't understand we need to include as many people as possible.
Yep.
Because then the medium has a better chance of sustaining. I love the idea of still buying physical comics. I don't do it as much, but I love that. Now I've graduated to like collected editions.
Graphic novels and
but still,
yeah.
But still, it's still all that thing, and I love that. But I also love reading it on my my phone.
Yeah.
I also love looking, like, I got a Pinterest board, and it's like 90% superhero shit. Comic books, anime, like, it's all there. I have some stuff that's like adult stuff, but I rarely ever add to that.
Superman, a couple house renovations.
Yeah, that's, you know, but like, and also, like, fuck, like, guys, like, blow it out your ass. Like, the world already revolves around white men. What else do you need? Like, I'm sorry that your life is so sad, and this is so bad, but I'm so sorry that your life is so sad that you actually have to punch down just to make others, like, to make yourself feel good. I punched down when I was in high school, and I look back and I go, Jesus Christ, buddy.
We all did.
You know? Like,
it was a different time.
Also, for a guy who's the shortest,
yeah.
For him to punch down, he's punching down. Like, he is, you know?
I tried to punch down, but it was always up.
Yeah, well. But it's like just, like you said, like, fucking lie down, have a nap, or have a sandwich, go outside,
Do something.
take a deep breath, start working out, do something that gets your head out of this and look at it like, because the reality is we're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for the most part, there's that 1%. They got
yeah.
their own section, but the rest of us, we're all in this together. And if comic books help you feel like you can actually do better,
Mm-hmm.
great. That's what I want. That's how I feel. I read comic books and I feel like, you know what? Yeah, I can do better.
Yeah.
You know, I watch movies, these superhero movies, and, you know, action movies. I'm a big fan of Spy-Fi, but all of those movies, they touch that button where I'm like, yes, I can be better. We can be better. We can all do better. And then it's like, it's almost like a mental reset where it's like, yeah, no, hold on, relax, take a deep breath. You got this. You're good, you know? And I'm sure you feel the same way.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
You know?
Everybody does.
I don't shit on people that like
Nikita and Jared probably feel that way. We all feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although some of these people probably feel that way about Star Wars, and then now there's a divide. There's no divide. There's no divide.
Star Wars is coming.
It is coming. It's not going to be soon. I can tell you that much. I'm not going to like feed you any bullshit. It will come, probably, but I'll tell you, Star Trek will be first.
In between 200 and 300, you'll likely see it.
Okay, I like that. I like those odds.
That gives you 120 episodes.
Yeah. Well, that's still.
Yeah.
But I mean, this year we're pretty stacked as it is.
It's a stacked year.
Like between this and then there's Dune 2, the Duning.
The Duning.
It's Dune time.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I mean,
and then there's Kong, Godzilla, Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Oh, Ghostbusters.
And then we're going to be doing
Beetlejuice.
We're going to Beetlejuice later in the year. We got Edge of Tomorrow and Oblivion we're going to do.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, we got a nice list for this.
We have a really nice list.
It's a really good list. And we're probably going to end up doing the last 2 movies in our opening sequence.
That's right. That's right. But getting back to Madam Web, back to Madam Web, watch it, make your own decisions.
Yes.
Okay. Like again, I'm not going to tell you this is the greatest superhero movie of all time, but it's a good movie. Like I said, at any point in time that I started to go, it's when you sit down and analyze it as a whole.
I really enjoy it. The whole ending of the film is really good.
I was surprised.
I was really into it.
Like they killed him. Sorry, spoilers. But seriously.
Yeah.
So, I mean, granted, we don't actually see his body, but I mean,
we're talking about Uncle Ben.
Sure. Yeah.
Is he dead?
Yeah. But like, I don't know. Like, if they were to do a sequel, they would have to change the branding, I think. But I don't actually honestly think that they were looking at Madam Web as a franchise. Mm-hmm. I think their thought process was, we'll do Madam Web, we'll introduce these Spider Women.
Yep.
And then those characters, like she's like the Oracle character. So now she doesn't have to be a focal point.
Right.
She's background. She's, hey, yeah. Oh, by the way, check this out. And I just had a premonition.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And then while these 3 are navigating.
Now you got 3 Spider Women that have movies.
Yeah. Although I will say it was actually fucking refreshing that they themselves in the actual movie don't have spider powers.
No.
It's visions of the future.
Premonition.
So everything that we saw in the trailers was Ezekiel knowing how he was going to die and knowing who was going to kill him, and it was those 3.
Yep.
And fuck, they looked awesome.
Oh yeah,
like they looked.
Those
all 3 of them
were
perfect. So fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, ooh. So yes, I don't think it would have been a Madam Web 2. I think it would have just been like Spider Women or something like that, or Web of Destiny or something.
Yeah. They really should have just called this Into the Web or something like along those lines.
Like Spider-Man Into the Web. Well, you can't do Spider-Man because then people think Spider-Man's going to be in it and they're going to be really, really angry. But something like that, just to kind of denote that it's a Spider-Man adjacent movie.
Yeah.
You know, because with Venom, you don't have to. It's Venom.
It's Venom. Everyone knows Venom.
You know? Like any purist will go, yeah, well, I mean, there's no Spider-Man references, so it seems weird. But from the visual standpoint, because obviously it's supposed to be a twisted version of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
But they did it just enough where you're like, still, it's fucking cool.
it's cool.
Fucking
It's
versatile.
cool. Though I'm hoping if the third is the last one, I want to see the spider on his chest.
I know.
I hope it just.
I mean, don't get
It's
me
got all
wrong.
those white veins. You just have them come together.
Don't get me wrong. I like that they're going the ultimate version.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also wouldn't mind if they did that, like, just once they do that, like, Eric Larson version where he's just got that giant, fucking
giant jaw.
giant jaw, and it
jagged
just
teeth.
sticks out, and everything is just it's all just like,
wow.
green drool coming out. Just one shot.
Yeah,
I would be like, oh, if you don't have to show it ever again,
that'd be awesome.
I would lose my mind. I'd be like, oh my god. But yeah,
That'd
no,
be really cool.
I don't think sorry. Ultimately, Sony fucked themselves.
Oh yeah,
Sony fucked themselves, but Marvel fucked themselves too. DC fucked themselves. Like, all these companies fucked themselves because these higher ups were like, and if Dakota's saying, like, now it's not just going to be in these big budget tentpole movies, it's going to be in all these movies, and she's also saying, like, an AI, she's talking about that. It's just like, yeah, well, that's what we're going to be looking forward to. So it's a good thing we got the movies we got when we did. I will say, though, at least Bob Iger has flat out said, yeah, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot with.
Oh, Bobby. No way.
He did. He actually came out and was like,
I know, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, good for you.
I've lost a lot of respect.
I was like, good for you for admitting it. But
after his comments during the strike, I've lost a lot of respect.
Oh, yeah. No. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's a
I thought he was maybe one of the better ones, but no, he's shown he's just another fucking asshole in this.
Because he was one of the ones that was like, we'll just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Eventually, they have to eat.
Yeah.
We don't. Yeah. We're eating good. They have to. So eventually they were like, fuck.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Exactly.
Gotta eat some shit.
Exactly.
And I think that's the only reason why he's saying stuff like this.
Yeah.
Is because otherwise he would just go, yeah, we'll just keep doing what we're doing because fuck it, content, right? But content and quality are two different things.
100%.
That's all we're asking for.
Yes.
We're asking for quality movies. We were getting them for 10 years.
Yeah, at least.
And we were like I said, it got to a point where it was harder to find bad ones. Like, you'd have to sit there and go, oh, that's not a good one.
That was okay.
There
was a lot of okays, but never a bad.
Yeah, exactly.
We got way too many bads now.
Yeah, because even now in retrospect, like, one of the worst for me was Ragnarok, but only for Thor's portrayal in it.
Yes.
The rest of the movie,
I felt the same way.
Largely great.
Hella was great.
Yeah. And then, of course, we got Love and Thunder, and it was just like, oof.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
But we also got the Eternals, and that was another one that was oof.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Hey, everybody, we got our first gay couple in a movie, and you're like, yeah, okay, great, but the rest of this movie fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's also about characters that I'm not really familiar with, which is fine, but you didn't make me care about any of these characters.
No, I'm good with never watching Eternals again for the rest of my life.
I also never talk. I mean, that's not true. Sorry. Two of the characters, Angelina Jolie.
Yes.
And what's his face? Bolos. It's not Bolo, but it's.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the Korean guy.
Yeah.
Those two I cared about only because they were awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm not the hugest, I'm not like Angelina Jolie is the greatest actress of all time. Everything she does is great.
Mm-hmm. She did a good job in that. It's funny. The Eternals has their own film, and the thing I was most excited about was Black Knight being in it.
Oh, yeah. Now he's that's not even going to happen now.
No.
And Blade is still.
They have Blade's voice in there.
Blade is still kind of up in the air.
No, it's got a date again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, the guy's going to be 60 by the time you shoot it, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unfortunately, you're going to have to get a new actor.
It's the Channing Tatum Gambit thing all over again.
Exactly.
Like, why'd you announce him 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Maybe you should put something in the tank first. I don't know.
Yeah, so.
I got a couple there's a couple comments here to throw up on the screen real quick that we missed.
But I have to agree. I do agree with you that I feel like there's a level of intentional bullshit when
they're
it comes to
100% is.
superhero, women superhero movies.
They're 100%
Because
is.
then they get to say, "Well, look, we tried."
And I'm tired of it. Like, I watched the Marvels, and it could have been better. But you know what? I gave it a shot. I made my own mind.
Yep. I actually
supported it.
the last for the most part, I liked the movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It just, like I said, the first 20 minutes should have been spread out.
It doesn't slow down
for the first 40 minutes.
Right.
Like that should have been 40, and then like
it should have been a 2-hour movie.
Oh, easily.
They're like celebrating the fact it's the shortest MCU movie ever. Like,
yeah,
why celebrate that?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You got two characters that no one knows anything about unless they've watched all these TV shows.
Also, Brie Larson's a really good actress.
Yeah.
Like they got really lucky
Mhm.
that she was willing to sign up for these movies.
Yeah.
And now, and of course, like fucking douchebags were like shitting on her
Mhm.
and manufacturing bullshit between her and other stars.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's like, yeah, sorry, she's not fucking huge tits, huge ass,
Mhm.
but also no muscle tone, so that it feeds into your fantasy of what the ideal woman looks like.
Yeah.
But also virginal,
Yeah.
but also slutty,
Yeah.
but only to you. Like,
No, real women don't look like Frank Cho characters.
also, I mean, yeah, some of them do.
Yeah, they do.
Some of them do.
Some of them do,
Okay.
but not all of them.
Yeah, but also,
He draws them all the same.
also, they not like even the guys. They don't all look the same, but
No.
that's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay. Most of these, actually, I shouldn't say that. Most of the guys we're talking about do look the same.
Yeah.
If I start listing characteristics, most people are going to start going, actually, yeah, you're right. I know that guy. He is a fucking prick. Anyway, so
Okay.
long story short, Madam Web,
Good movie. Make your own opinion. Don't listen to the trolls online and support movies.
That's right.
Don't be a piece of shit staying at home, not supporting them, and then just crapping on them and essentially ruining the future of film altogether.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because you are. I'm sorry, but you are.
Sorry, not sorry. That's what you want to say.
And Peter said, I'm so pissed. I'm still so pissed about Gambit.
Yep.
And she also said, so pumped for Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. And
Oh, yeah.
I also think we're going to see Channing Tatum as Gambit in it.
Oh, yeah.
I really do think we're going to see
Holy shit.
it. Because he's good friends with the two of them in real life too. So
Honestly, that'd be really cool.
I think he's going
That'd
to
be
pop
really
up.
cool.
Yeah.
I also actually, I read somewhere that that one quick shot of Wolverine from behind, and he's got the patch Wolverine.
Yeah.
The rumor is that's going to be the new Wolverine,
Oh.
and that's how they introduce him.
I hope they do it.
I hope so too.
I hope they do.
It doesn't necessarily have to be in that scene, like in the patch.
No.
Because
But if we get,
I wouldn't mind seeing Hugh Jackman as patch Wolverine.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Fuck.
And in fact, you know what? I don't care. Put fucking. It doesn't have to make sense. They're jumping universes.
Yeah.
Put Mark Ruffalo in there as Joe Fixit,
Yeah.
sitting across the table.
Oh shit, that would be
you
awesome.
imagine?
Holy fuck.
But no, I would love it if Hugh Jackman and the new actor have a passing the torch scene.
So do I.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really cool.
I agree. I agree.
Jared also popped in for the Super Nintendo thing there. He says Star Fox, Super Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Country, F-Zero, Turtles in Time, Mario Paint.
Nice.
That's
All
a
solid
great
picks.
lineup.
Solid picks.
Great lineup.
It's funny because like you get to mine and you're like, geez, I wonder if Chris likes RPG. Yeah. Yeah.
This guy's really into survival horror.
Although it is funny, I shouldn't say it's funny. It's interesting. I recently started playing Donkey Kong Country on the Switch.
Yep.
Because I've never beat that game. I got to K. Rool, couldn't beat him, but I was also renting it, right?
Right.
So, and then of course by that time Donkey Kong Country 2 came out, and I was like, well, I got to try this one. And now it's my favorite.
It's a new one.
It's my favorite of the
Yeah.
series because I tried 3 with Clanky. The kid, the baby,
Funky,
and I mean it's okay.
Funky and
It's Dixie,
Diddy, right?
Dixie and the baby.
Dixie and Funky.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the second game was Diddy and Dixie.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
so Donkey was only in the first.
That's right. Yeah, but it's still a great game. Like I'm on the snow level, which
Snow levels always suck. Doesn't matter what the game is. The snow
Yeah.
level sucks. If I see snow, I'm
Yep.
like, oh, good, I'm going to slip on
And it's
everybody.
funny because, like, once we were getting to the point where I was like, oh, yeah, we're going up the mountain. Then I was like, oh, right. There's going to be that fucking snow level.
Yeah.
So you'll have various ice spots.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you really have to. And those controls aren't, they're not updated.
No.
You know?
No.
So, but I am looking forward to beating that one. And then, of course, beating Donkey Kong Country 2. And then, working my way through the other ones. And then, of course, Super Mario RPG. That's definitely one. So crazy that they don't do any price drops. Like, that is fucked. What a weird model.
Nintendo does not do. Once, maybe twice a year, you'll see like 3 titles, 4 titles.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Drop to $49.59.
Yeah.
For a week, and then they go right back up.
All right, Geek Pantsers.
That's it.
This has been another awesome Geek Pants Camcast. There we go.
Geek Camcast.
Geek Cam Pants Off. Anyway,
yeah.
It's been another great one. I really appreciate. We actually, both of us, really appreciate the fact that you guys join in with us. You have comments, questions. Insta questions are awesome.
And this was great tonight too, having people on here.
Yeah, exactly.
Nikita, remember when we could rent video games? I missed that.
Oh, you just dated us.
Yep.
Oh, Nikita, you just dated us. But yes,
yep.
Blockbuster.
Oh, man.
Oh, going in on
just
Friday.
The corner store, Lepanins.
Lepanins, yeah. But for me at the time, it was Blockbuster because I
oh man, I always rent the games from Blockbuster.
Oh man,
I rented the Dreamcast from Blockbuster.
Oh, hilarious!
Yeah,
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That was great.
I remember. Oh man, we would go there like Friday, and we would walk. Like we would walk from my house to Blockbuster on Memorial.
Which
on Arthur? Sorry,
you went Ogden to Arthur. That's a long walk.
Yeah, we would walk. Well. We walked all the time. I walked all the time. I was a walker. I was a walker. But anyway, so we'd walk there.
Now we're all fat drivers.
Well, yeah. That, and I remember one guy told me, he's like, "Once you start driving, you're gonna gain weight." And I was like, "Nah, not me, man, not me."
Nah.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so you go Friday, pick up a game, and then you bring it back Sunday night.
Yep.
Or depending on the game, right? Like some of the week-long rentals.
Yep.
You know. Oh man, I love when you go back that Friday and you're like, yeah, I'd like to rent it again, and they're like, oh, okay, and then you go back. It's fucking great. Yeah,
I know. I miss those days. I would go into Blockbuster just to walk around. Like I got nothing to do. I'm gonna go walk around Blockbuster.
Yeah, I love these. It's the same aesthetic, like the same reason why I still love going to movie theaters.
Yeah,
like there are like I love watching movies at home, and I will always do that. But just like the smell of the popcorn.
Yeah,
the seats, the whole the whole
atmosphere,
pageantry.
Yes,
all of it.
Yeah,
and you're right. The atmosphere, all of it. It just lends itself to it.
I don't know. It's just something from childhood that's still there.
It's just moments.
You know,
like it's just moments.
You can go and just revisit that with the simple smell of popcorn.
I started getting back into eating popcorn now.
Did you?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, I found like super low calorie popcorn.
Yeah.
And I've been like training myself to want to eat that as opposed to just going for chips. Although I did find protein chips.
Oh, nice.
That are also kind of neat.
Nice.
Quest. If you ever see Quest protein chips.
Quest protein. Is it in the chip aisle or is it in?
No, it's in the Yeah,
it's in the protein aisle.
And they're like they're all just like sections. Like it's little like Halloween bags of chips.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But they are definitely synthetic flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ranch, pretty good.
Quest.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of like spicy chips, but the chili lime.
Oh yeah, but lime goes so good with chili.
Chili lime is so
you get that
good.
heat.
I was just like, I can't get over
that
how
little
good it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, good. So like I was saying, Geek Pantsers, we love it. We love the engagement. We love that you continue to support us. It's amazing. We appreciate it. We love you. We love you, Geek Pantsers. And for everyone that's still trucking along with us, you can still see us on YouTube. You can still see us on Facebook. You can still see us on Instagram. You can still see us on geekpantsmedia.com. You can still hear us. You can hear us on, Spotify, Audible, Apple and Google Podcast, and SoundCloud.
There it is.
So those are the places that you can see and hear us, and you keep doing what you're doing. Keep reaching out and contacting us because we enjoy the engagement. We love you all.
Love it.
And if you're having a hard time, I just want you to remember that you're good enough, you're smart enough, you're pretty enough, and gosh darn, people like you.
Yes.
And if nobody likes you, just remember that we like you, we support you, we think you're great. Thank you, and good night.
These pancakes are delicious.